The acrid smell of burning concrete filled Liam Alexander Choi's nostrils as he crouched behind an overturned taxi. His eyes darted across the chaos-filled streets of New York City, taking in the scene of destruction. Massive alien ships loomed overhead, their sleek, obsidian hulls reflecting the fires that raged below. Liam's military training kicked in, his mind racing to assess the situation. But something wasn't adding up. The aliens' attack seemed hesitant. Their energy weapons fired sporadically, almost as if they were testing the waters rather than launching a full-scale assault. A piercing scream snapped Liam back to reality. A young woman stumbled past him, her face streaked with tears and soot. He reached out to grab her arm, intending to pull her to safety, but she wrenched away, continuing her frantic sprint down the debris-strewn street. That's when Liam noticed her. Amidst the panicking crowd, a tall, dark-haired woman stood firm, her eyes blazing with determination. She hefted a metal pipe in her hands, scanning the area with the calculated gaze of a predator. "Hey!" Liam called out, his voice barely audible over the cacophony of destruction. "What are you doing? We need to get out of here." The woman's head snapped towards him, her intense gaze locking onto his. "My name is Sophia Elena Blackwood," she shouted back, her voice carrying a hint of an accent Liam couldn't quite place. "And I'm done running." Before Liam could respond, Sophia raised her makeshift weapon and let out a battle cry that sent chills down his spine. To his astonishment, others began to rally around her, a burly construction worker wielding a sledgehammer, a teenager clutching a baseball bat, even a suited businessman brandishing a fire extinguisher. "What the hell?" Liam muttered, watching in disbelief as the ragtag group charged towards the nearest alien craft that had touched down on the street. The reaction from the aliens was immediate and unexpected. The towering, insectoid creatures that had been advancing from the ship's entrance suddenly halted. Their compound eyes seemed to widen in what Liam could only interpret as fear. "Zyxara," one of the aliens chittered in a high-pitched tone. "The humans, they're not retreating." Another alien, presumably Zyxara, stepped forward. Its mandibles clicked rapidly as it assessed the approaching mob. "Impossible," it hissed. "Our intel indicated they would flee. Vorantax, initiate defensive protocols." Liam watched in amazement as the aliens scrambled back into their ship, energy weapons firing wildly and inaccurately. The human charge, led by the indomitable Sophia, showed no signs of slowing. A stray energy bolt struck the pavement near Liam, snapping him out of his stupor. His soldier's instincts took over, and he found himself sprinting to join the advancing group. "What's the plan?" he shouted to Sophia as he fell and stepped beside her. She flashed him a fierce grin. "We show these bastards they picked the wrong planet to mess with." As they neared the alien craft, Liam's mind raced. Why were these advanced beings so wary of a handful of humans with improvised weapons? And what had possessed these ordinary citizens to rush headlong into danger instead of fleeing? The answers would have to wait. They were now mere yards from the ship's entrance, and Liam could see the panic in the aliens' movements as they retreated deeper into their vessel. Sophia raised her pipe high. "For Earth," she roared, and the group echoed her cry. Just as they reached the ship's ramp, a blinding flash erupted from within. Liam instinctively threw himself in front of Sophia, shielding her with his body. When the light faded, he blinked in astonishment. The ship was gone. In its place stood a shimmering, translucent barrier that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. They ran away?" the teenager with the baseball bat said incredulously. Liam exchanged a bewildered look with Sophia. "I don't think this is over," he said grimly, "but we've just learned something crucial." Sophia nodded, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of triumph and determination. "They're afraid of us," she said, "and we're going to use that to our advantage." As the group caught their breath, Liam couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The aliens had retreated for now, but why? What did they know about humans that made them so cautious, and how could a disgraced soldier and a group of civilians hope to stand against an interstellar invasion? The answers lay ahead, And Liam Alexander Choi knew one thing for certain: he was done running too. The abandoned subway station echoed with the nervous chatter of Sophia's group as they caught their breath and tended to minor injuries. Liam leaned against a graffiti-covered pillar, his mind still reeling from the events above ground. The flickering emergency lights cast eerie shadows across the faces of his newfound allies, each bearing a mixture of fear, confusion, and determination. Sophia paced back and forth, her makeshift weapon now resting against a derelict ticket booth. "All right, everyone," she called out, her voice cutting through the murmurs. "We've bought ourselves some time, but we need to regroup and plan our next move." Liam stepped forward, his military training kicking in. "Before we do anything, we need intel. What exactly are we up against?" A wry smile played across Sophia's lips. "That's where I come in, soldier boy." She reached into her backpack and pulled out a worn leather journal. "I've been tracking these bastards for months." The group gathered around as Sophia flipped through pages filled with sketches, notes, and what appeared to be decoded alien transmissions. Liam's eyes widened as he realized the depth of her research. "How did you?" he began, but Sophia cut him off. "Let's just say I have my sources. The important thing is this: the aliens, they're called the Krelthun, and they've been observing Earth for years. But something changed recently. They became afraid." The teenager with the baseball bat, who had introduced himself as Noah Jameson Cowell, spoke up. "Afraid of what? Our nukes?" Sophia shook her head. "No, it's something about us, something uniquely human that terrifies them." As the group debated theories, ranging from our capacity for violence to our unpredictability, a commotion erupted near the station entrance. Two of Sophia's scouts dragged in a struggling figure, its insectoid limbs flailing wildly. "We caught this one sneaking around topside," one of the scouts shouted. Liam's hand instinctively went to his hip, searching for a weapon that wasn't there. The alien, smaller than the ones they had encountered earlier, chittered frantically as it was brought before the group. Sophia approached cautiously, her eyes narrowing as she studied the creature. "This is Zyxara Krelthun," she announced, recognizing the alien from her research. A scout, and apparently not a very good one. To everyone's surprise, Zyxara's reaction to Sophia's approach was one of sheer terror. It pressed itself against the wall, its compound eyes darting frantically between the humans surrounding it. "Please," it chittered in broken English, "no harm, no harm." Liam exchanged a bewildered glance with Sophia. The fear in the alien's voice was palpable, completely at odds with the advanced technology and military might they had witnessed earlier. "Why are you afraid of us?" Liam demanded, stepping closer to the cowering alien. "What do you know about humans that we don't?" Zyxara's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sound Liam interpreted as nervous laughter. You don't know. How can you not know your own power?" Sophia crouched down, bringing herself eye level with the alien. "Tell us," she said, her voice a mixture of curiosity and command. "What is this power you're so afraid of?" The alien seemed to struggle internally, as if deciding whether to reveal a closely guarded secret. Finally, it spoke, its voice barely above a whisper. Your minds. They're not like ours. You can change things." "Change things?" Noah asked, confusion evident in his voice. "What does that mean?" Zyxara's compound eyes seemed to focus on something far away. "Reality itself bends to your will. We've seen it. Impossible things happening around humans. You reshape the world without even knowing it." A heavy silence fell over the group as they processed this information. Liam's mind raced, trying to make sense of the alien's words. Could humans really possess some kind of reality-altering ability? And if so, why weren't they aware of it? Sophia stood up abruptly, her face a mask of determination. "We need to test this," she declared. "If what Zyxara says is true, it could be the key to defeating the invasion." As the group began to discuss how to harness this potential power, Liam noticed something strange. The flickering emergency lights seemed to stabilize, burning brighter than before. A coincidence, surely? Or was it the first sign of their latent abilities manifesting? "Wait," Liam said, holding up a hand. "If we really have this power, why haven't we noticed it before? And why are the aliens only attacking now?" Zyxara chittered nervously. "The barrier. It's weakening." "What barrier?" Sophia demanded. "The one that's been containing your abilities," the alien replied. "Soon, it will fall completely, and then—" Zyxara trailed off, its eyes wide with fear. Liam and Sophia exchanged glances, the implications of this revelation sinking in. They stood on the precipice of unlocking humanity's true potential, but at what cost? And with the alien invasion looming, would they learn to control this power in time? As if in answer to their unspoken questions, the ground beneath their feet began to tremble, and a distant roar echoed through the subway tunnels. The battle for Earth, and for the very nature of reality itself, was about to begin in earnest. The interrogation of Zyxara had stretched on for hours, with Liam and Sophia growing increasingly frustrated by the aliens' broken responses. The scout's translation device sputtered and crackled, offering only tantalizing fragments of information. "Galactic Federation," Zyxara chittered, its mandibles clicking rapidly. "War. Long ago. Humans. Berserkers." Sophia leaned forward, her eyes intense. "Berserkers? What does that mean? Are we some kind of weapon?" The alien's compound eyes darted nervously between Liam and Sophia. "Dangerous. Unpredictable. Reality bends." Liam ran a hand through his hair, exasperation evident in his voice. "We need more than this. How do we access these abilities? Why can't we control them?" As Sophia opened her mouth to press further, a commotion erupted behind them. Noah burst into the makeshift interrogation room, his face pale with panic. "We've got company. Alien ships are circling the area." In that moment of distraction, Zyxara saw its opportunity. With a speed that belied its seemingly frail form, the alien scout leapt to its feet, knocking Sophia aside with surprising strength. It darted towards the exit, its insectoid legs carrying it swiftly across the subway platform. "Stop it," Sophia yelled, scrambling to her feet. Liam was already in motion, his military training kicking in as he sprinted after the escaping alien. But Zyxara was unnaturally fast, easily outpacing him as they raced through the winding tunnels. As they approached a partially collapsed section of the subway, Liam felt a surge of desperation. They couldn't lose their only source of information. Without conscious thought, he reached out with his mind, willing the alien to stop. Suddenly, the world around him seemed to ripple. The air itself appeared to thicken, and Liam watched in astonishment as Zyxara's movements slowed, as if caught in invisible molasses. The alien's limbs moved with agonizing sluggishness, allowing Liam to easily close the distance between them. As his hand clasped around Zyxara's spindly arm, the strange effect dissipated. Time snapped back to normal, leaving Liam breathless and disoriented. How did you do that?" Sophia gasped, catching up to them. Liam stared at his hands in disbelief. I don't know. I just wanted it to stop, and suddenly—" Zyxara chittered frantically, its fear palpable. See? Berserkers. Reality bends." Before they could process what had happened, the ground shook violently. Dust and debris rained down from the tunnel ceiling as the sound of energy weapons echoed from above. "We need to move," Sophia said urgently, taking charge of the situation. "Whatever you just did, Liam, we might need it again." As they made their way back to the main group, Liam's mind raced. He had manipulated time itself, or at least the perception of it. If this was just a fraction of humanity's potential, what else were they capable of? They emerged into the central chamber to find chaos. The ragtag group of survivors was frantically gathering supplies, preparing for an imminent attack. "Liam," Noah called out, rushing over to them. "You've got to see this." He led them to a makeshift command center, where a salvaged television flickered with a live news broadcast. The scene on the screen was unlike anything they had ever seen. All around the world, reports were coming in of ordinary people displaying extraordinary abilities. In Tokyo, a group of civilians had created an impenetrable energy shield around the city. In Rio de Janeiro, a street vendor had somehow grown to the size of a skyscraper, swatting alien ships out of the sky. "It's happening everywhere," Sophia breathed, her eyes wide with wonder and apprehension. Liam felt a mix of excitement and fear coursing through him. The barrier Zyxara mentioned, it must be falling globally. As if to confirm his words, a tremor ran through the subway station. But this wasn't from the alien attack above. This was something deeper, more fundamental. The very fabric of reality seemed to shudder. Sophia turned to Liam, her expression a mixture of determination and uncertainty. "We need to figure out how to control this, fast. The aliens are scared of our potential, but uncontrolled power could be just as dangerous to us as it is to them." Liam nodded, flexing his fingers as he felt the strange new energy coursing through him. "I think I have an idea," he said, his mind already formulating a plan. "But we'll need everyone's help." As the group gathered around, Liam began to outline his strategy. They would use their newfound abilities not just to fight the aliens, but to reshape the very nature of the conflict. The invasion had unwittingly unleashed humanity's true potential, and now it was time to show the galaxy why Earth was not to be trifled with. The battle for their world was about to take a turn that neither the humans nor the aliens could have ever anticipated. As Liam looked around at the determined faces of his companions, he realized that the moment the aliens truly realized they had messed with the wrong planet was yet to come. The subway station buzzed with nervous energy as Sophia and Liam huddled around the makeshift command center. Zyxara, now securely restrained, watched them with a mixture of fear and curiosity. "Let me get this straight," Liam said, rubbing his temples. "Humans are feared across the galaxy because we're unpredictable." Sophia nodded, flipping through her journal. "According to what we've pieced together, our capacity for both extreme violence and compassion makes us an enigma to other species." Noah chimed in, his voice tinged with disbelief. "So, they came here to subjugate us quickly before we could. What? Become a threat?" Zyxara chittered softly, its translation device crackling to life. "Humans, dangerous potential. Federation hoped, contained threat." Liam paced back and forth, his mind racing. "But our response wasn't what they expected. We fought back harder than they anticipated." "Exactly," Sophia confirmed. "Their entire invasion plan was based on the assumption that we'd be easily cowed. Our resistance has thrown them into disarray." As the group debated their next move, a burst of static erupted from a jury-rigged communications array. Ava Josephine Rossi, a tech-savvy member of their group, had been monitoring alien frequencies. "Guys, you need to hear this," Ava called out, her fingers flying over the makeshift console. The static cleared, replaced by the alien language they had come to recognize. Zyxara's eyes widened as it listened, its mandibles clicking rapidly. "What are they saying?" Liam demanded. Sophia leaned in, her brow furrowed in concentration as she attempted to decipher the transmission. "They're calling for reinforcements. Something about awakening berserkers." All eyes turned to Zyxara, who seemed to shrink under their collective gaze. "Explain," Liam said, his voice low and commanding. The alien scout's translation device sputtered as it spoke. "Berserkers. Ancient warriors. Legends say. Reshape reality. Humans. Dormant berserkers." A heavy silence fell over the group as they processed this information. Sophia was the first to break it, her voice barely above a whisper. "So when they say we're awakening, they mean our abilities are manifesting," Liam finished, flexing his hand as he remembered the strange time-altering power he had inadvertently used earlier. Ethan Christopher Nkosi, a former physicist who had joined their group, spoke up. "If what Zyxara says is true, we're not just dealing with some innate ability. We're talking about fundamentally altering the laws of physics." The implications of this revelation sent a shiver through the group. They weren't just fighting an alien invasion, they were on the cusp of redefining what it meant to be human. But how do we control it? Noah asked, voicing the question on everyone's mind. We can't just hope these powers activate when we need them. Liam's military training kicked in as he considered their options. We need to approach this systematically. Ava, keep monitoring those transmissions. Ethan, I want you to work on theories about how these abilities might function. The rest of us will focus on practical applications. As the group dispersed to their assigned tasks, Sophia pulled Liam aside. There's something else we need to consider, she said, her voice low. If we truly have the power to reshape reality, what's to stop us from becoming the very threat the aliens fear? Liam's expression grew somber as he pondered her words. You're right, we need to be careful. This power, it could easily corrupt us if we're not vigilant. Their conversation was interrupted by another tremor shaking the subway station. Dust rained down from the ceiling as the sound of energy weapons echoed from above. They're getting closer, Sophia said, her eyes darting to the exit. Liam nodded, a plan already forming in his mind. We can't stay here much longer. It's time we took the fight to them. As if in response to his words, Liam felt a surge of energy coursing through him. The air around his hands seemed to shimmer, reality itself bending to his will. Gather everyone, he told Sophia, his voice filled with newfound determination. We're going topside. As the group prepared for their counterattack, the true nature of their transformation was becoming clear. They were no longer just survivors in an alien invasion. They were awakening berserkers, with the power to reshape the very fabric of the universe. The coming battle would not just determine the fate of Earth, but the future of humanity itself. As Liam looked around at his companions, he saw the same mix of fear and exhilaration in their eyes that he felt in his heart. The moment the aliens truly realized they had messed with the wrong planet was at hand, and Liam Alexander Choi was determined to make it a moment they would never forget. The abandoned subway tunnel echoed with the sounds of frantic preparation as Liam, Sophia, and their group readied themselves for their daring counteroffensive. The air crackled with tension and an otherworldly energy that seemed to pulse in sync with their heightened emotions. Liam stood apart from the others, his brow furrowed in concentration as he attempted to harness his growing abilities. Objects around him vibrated and occasionally levitated, responding to his fluctuating control. With each passing hour, he felt the power within him surge, threatening to overwhelm his senses. Easy there, soldier boy, Sophia said, approaching him cautiously. We need you focused, not floating away on us. Liam took a deep breath, centering himself. The objects settled back into place. Sorry, he muttered. It's getting stronger, and I'm not sure how much longer I can keep it in check. Sophia's expression softened. We'll figure it out together. But right now, we need to go over the plan one more time. They rejoined the group, where Ethan was outlining their strategy using a crude map drawn on the subway wall. The alien command post is here, he said, pointing to a circled area. Based on Zyxara's intel, their defenses are focused outward. They're not expecting an attack from within the city. Noah hefted his baseball bat, now reinforced with scavenged alien tech. So we sneak in, grab what we can, and blow the place sky high. That's the general idea, Liam confirmed. But remember, our primary objective is intelligence gathering. We need to know what we're really up against before their reinforcements arrive. As the group made final preparations, Sophia pulled Liam aside, her face pale with a mix of shock and disbelief. There's something you need to know, she whispered urgently. I've been interrogating Zyxara further, and, Liam, humans aren't native to Earth. Liam blinked, sure he had misheard. What? That's impossible. We evolved here, all the evidence. Sophia cut him off. Think about it. Our berserker nature, these abilities that defy the laws of physics. According to Zyxara, we're descendants of an ancient race of warriors, scattered across the galaxy eons ago. Earth was meant to be a hiding place, a world where our powers would lie dormant. The implications hit Liam like a physical blow. If true, it changed everything they thought they knew about human history and their place in the universe. Does this mean, are we the real invaders? Before Sophia could respond, an explosion rocked the tunnel, sending cascades of dust and debris raining down on them. The alien assault on the surface was intensifying. "We're out of time," Liam shouted to the group. "It's now or never. Move out." As they emerged from the subway into the war-torn streets of New York, the full scale of the invasion became apparent. Alien ships darted between skyscrapers, exchanging fire with pockets of human resistance that had sprung up across the city. Liam felt a surge of power course through him as he took in the scene. Without thinking, he raised his hand, and a shimmering barrier sprang into existence, deflecting an energy blast that would have vaporized them. "Holy shit," Noah breathed, staring at Liam in awe. "Stay focused," Sophia barked, taking charge. "We stick to the plan. Move in pairs, stay low, and for God's sake, try not to reshape reality unless absolutely necessary." As they made their way through the rubble-strewn streets, evidence of awakening berserkers was everywhere. A group of civilians had created a floating fortress out of debris, raining makeshift projectiles down on alien ground forces. In the distance, a woman stood atop a building, her hands raised as she seemingly controlled the weather, directing lightning strikes against enemy ships. The alien command post loomed before them, a twisted spire of otherworldly architecture that pulsed with eerie light. As they approached, Liam felt a strange resonance, as if the structure itself was reacting to their presence. "Liam," Ethan whispered urgently, "your eyes, they're glowing." Before Liam could respond, a wave of energy erupted from his body, rippling outward. The alien structure seemed to warp and bend, its defenses flickering and failing. "What did you do?" Sophia asked, her voice a mixture of awe and concern. Liam stared at his hands, feeling the power surging through every fiber of his being. "I'm not sure," he admitted, "but I think I just gave us our way in." As they prepared to infiltrate the command post, Liam couldn't shake the questions swirling in his mind. If humans truly were descendants of ancient berserkers, what was their true purpose, and how would this revelation change the course of the war they now found themselves fighting? With the fate of two worlds hanging in the balance, Liam Alexander Choi led his team into the heart of the alien stronghold, ready to uncover the truth about humanity's past and forge a new future for Earth and its awakening berserkers. The alien command post's interior was a maze of pulsating organic technology, its corridors twisting in ways that defied conventional architecture. Liam led the group, his newfound abilities humming just beneath his skin, ready to be unleashed at a moment's notice. As they rounded a corner, Liam felt a sudden surge of awareness. Without thinking, he shouted, "Duck!" The group dropped to the floor just as an energy blast sizzled over their heads, leaving a scorched mark on the wall behind them. "How did you know?" Sophia whispered, her eyes wide with a mixture of awe and concern. Liam shook his head, equally bewildered. I just saw it happening before it did, like a premonition." Noah grinned, hefting his makeshift weapon. "Well, keep those premonitions coming. They might be our ticket out of here." As they pressed deeper into the command post, Liam's precognitive abilities sharpened. He moved with fluid grace, anticipating and countering alien attacks seconds before they occurred. The rest of the group fell into step behind him, trusting his instincts implicitly. "There," Ethan called out, pointing to a pulsating orb embedded in the wall. "That looks like a data terminal." Sophia rushed to the orb, her fingers dancing across its surface as she attempted to interface with the alien technology. To everyone's surprise, the orb responded to her touch, projecting a holographic display filled with alien script. "I can read it," Sophia murmured, her eyes widening in disbelief. "Somehow, I understand their language." "Another awakening ability?" Liam asked, keeping watch for approaching enemies. Sophia nodded absently, her focus entirely on the data streaming before her. "This is incredible. It's a galactic database containing information on thousands of species across the universe. Find anything about humans? Noah asked, peering over her shoulder at the incomprehensible symbols. Sophia's fingers flew across the holographic interface, searching for relevant information. Suddenly, she gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. "Oh my God," she whispered. "What is it?" Liam demanded, sensing the gravity of her discovery. "Earth," Sophia said, her voice trembling. "It's listed as a quarantine world. We've been isolated, contained." The group fell silent, the implications of this revelation sinking in. Ava was the first to speak up. "But why? And who put us there?" Before Sophia could respond, an alarm blared through the command post. The walls themselves seemed to pulse with an angry red light. "They've detected our presence," Liam shouted. "We need to move." Sophia quickly downloaded as much data as she could onto a salvaged alien device. As they turned to leave, a massive hologram flickered to life in the center of the room. It depicted a star map, with Earth clearly marked and surrounded by a shimmering barrier. "The quarantine," Ethan breathed. "It's not just metaphorical. There's an actual containment field around our entire solar system." A squad of alien soldiers burst into the room, their weapons trained on the group. Liam felt time slow around him as his powers surged. He could see the trajectory of every energy blast before it was fired, the movement of each alien before they made it. "Get behind me," he roared, stepping forward to face the onslaught. What happened next defied explanation. Liam's body moved with impossible speed and precision. He deflected energy blasts with his bare hands, redirecting them back at the attackers. The very air around him seemed to warp and bend, creating a shield that protected his companions. As the last alien fell, Liam turned to face his awestruck friends. "We need to go," he said, his voice eerily calm. "There's more coming." They raced through the twisting corridors, Liam's precognitive abilities guiding them safely past patrols and security measures. As they emerged from the command post into the chaos of the embattled city, a realization struck Sophia. "Liam," she said, grabbing his arm. "The quarantine, our abilities. I think I understand now. We weren't just hidden on Earth. We were imprisoned." The implications of her words hung heavy in the air. If humans were indeed descendants of ancient berserkers, powerful enough to reshape reality itself, then their containment on Earth suddenly made terrifying sense. As they made their way back to their makeshift base, dodging alien patrols and assisting other awakening humans, Liam couldn't shake the feeling that they had stumbled upon something far bigger than an alien invasion. They were now at the center of a cosmic mystery, one that spanned millennia and reached across the stars. The question now was not just how to save Earth, but how to unravel the truth of humanity's origins and purpose. And as Liam felt the power within him growing stronger by the minute, he wondered if they were ready for the answers they sought. Back at their underground base, Sophia and Liam huddled around the salvaged alien device, poring over the fragmented data they had stolen. The rest of the group watched anxiously, the weight of their recent discoveries hanging heavy in the air. "It's like piecing together a cosmic jigsaw puzzle," Sophia muttered, her eyes darting across the holographic display. "But the picture it's forming is incredible." Liam leaned in, his brow furrowed. "What are we looking at?" Sophia took a deep breath, organizing her thoughts. According to these records, there was a massive galactic war eons ago. It nearly destroyed everything. "And humans were part of it?" Ava asked, her voice tinged with disbelief. Sophia nodded grimly. "Not just part of it. We were the most feared warriors in the entire conflict." The revelation sent a ripple of shock through the group. Noah, ever the skeptic, spoke up. "Us? But well, look at us. We're not exactly the pinnacle of galactic warfare." "We are now," Liam said softly, flexing his hand and watching as reality seemed to bend around it. Ethan, who had been quietly analyzing the data, chimed in. "It says here that humans had the ability to enter some kind of berserk state. It made them nearly unstoppable in battle." But we were defeated, Sophia continued, her voice heavy. The records are unclear on how, but it seems we were eventually overpowered. The Galactic Federation, or whatever governing body existed then, made a decision. Let me guess, Liam said, a hint of bitterness in his voice. They exiled us to Earth. Sophia nodded. Not just exiled. They suppressed our memories, our powers. Earth wasn't just a prison. It was a cage designed to keep us dormant. The implications of this revelation were staggering. Their entire history, everything they thought they knew about human evolution and civilization, was a carefully constructed lie. So why now? Ava asked, breaking the tense silence. Why are our powers awakening? Liam paced the room, his mind racing. The invasion must have triggered it somehow. Maybe the stress, the danger. It's breaking through whatever barriers were put in place. But that doesn't make sense, Ethan interjected. If they wanted to keep us suppressed, why invade at all? Why risk awakening us? Sophia's eyes widened as she made a connection. Unless they didn't know. The records here are ancient. What if the current invaders had no idea what they were really dealing with? The realization dawned on the group. They weren't just fighting off an alien invasion. They were inadvertently breaking free from an ages-old containment. Liam's expression hardened with determination. This changes everything. Our strategy, our goals. We're not just defending Earth anymore. What are you saying? Noah asked, a mix of excitement and fear in his voice. I'm saying we take the fight to them, Liam declared. We use our awakening abilities not just to repel the invasion, but to break free from this quarantine entirely. Sophia stood up, her eyes blazing with newfound purpose. He's right. We have the power to reshape reality itself. Why stop at defending a single planet when we could reclaim our place in the galaxy? The room buzzed with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. The scale of what they were proposing was almost beyond comprehension. But we barely understand our own abilities, Ava pointed out. How are we supposed to take on an entire galactic federation? Liam smiled, a plan already forming in his mind. We start small. We use the invaders' own technology against them. Their ships, their weapons. With our abilities, we can turn them into something more powerful than they ever imagined. And then what? Noah asked, caught up in the momentum of Liam's vision. Then we break the quarantine, Liam said, his voice filled with conviction. We find out who did this to us and why, and we make sure it never happens again. As the group began to formulate their audacious plan, Liam felt a surge of power unlike anything he had experienced before. It was as if the very knowledge of their true nature had unlocked something deep within him. Outside, the sounds of battle raged on, but within their underground sanctuary, a spark of hope had ignited. They were no longer just survivors in an alien invasion. They were the heirs to an ancient and powerful legacy, awakening to their true potential. The aliens had indeed messed with the wrong planet, but they had no idea just how wrong they were. As Liam looked around at his companions, he saw the same fire in their eyes that he felt in his heart. The next phase of the war was about to begin, and humanity was ready to reclaim its cosmic birthright. The ground shook violently as the alien reinforcements arrived, their massive ships descending from the sky like vengeful gods. Liam and his group, who had been planning their next move, were caught off guard by the sudden escalation. "Everyone, battle stations!" Liam shouted, his instincts kicking in as he felt a surge of power coursing through his veins. They rushed to the surface, emerging into a scene of chaos. The new alien forces were unlike anything they had encountered before. At their head stood a towering figure, its armor gleaming with an otherworldly sheen. "Vorontax Quasilar," Sophia breathed, recognizing the alien commander from the intel they had gathered. Vorontax raised a weapon that pulsed with an eerie energy. "Berserkers," its voice boomed across the battlefield. "Your awakening ends here." As if on cue, the alien forces unleashed a barrage of fire. But these weren't ordinary energy weapons. The blasts seemed to warp the very fabric of reality around them, countering the humans' newfound abilities. Liam felt something snap inside him. The world around him slowed to a crawl as his perception sharpened to impossible levels. He moved with inhuman speed, deflecting blasts and coordinating their defenses with tactical precision that surprised even himself. "Liam, your eyes," Sophia gasped, noticing the fierce glow emanating from her friend's face. But Liam was beyond hearing. He had entered the berserker state, tapping into powers that had lain dormant for millennia. With a roar that shook the very air, he charged towards the alien lines. The battle that ensued was unlike anything Earth had ever witnessed. Liam tore through the alien ranks, his body moving faster than the eye could follow. He redirected energy blasts with his bare hands, used debris as improvised weapons, and seemed to anticipate every move the enemy made. For a moment, it seemed as though one man might turn the tide of the entire invasion. But Vorontax was prepared. "Activate the null fields," the alien commander ordered. Suddenly, Liam felt his powers flicker. The alien weapons, specifically designed to combat berserkers, created zones where reality itself seemed to stabilize, neutralizing their abilities. "Fall back," Sophia yelled, recognizing the danger. "Liam, we need to retreat." But Liam, lost in his berserker rage, pressed on. It took the combined efforts of Noah and Ethan to physically drag him away from the front lines. As they retreated to their underground base, the gravity of their situation sank in. The aliens had come prepared this time, with technology designed to counter their greatest advantage. "What the hell was that?" Noah asked, his voice a mixture of awe and fear as he looked at Liam. Liam, coming down from his berserker high, looked at his hands in disbelief. I don't know. It was like I could see everything, know everything, but I couldn't control it." Sophia, ever the strategist, was already analyzing their predicament. "Those weapons, the null fields they created, they're designed to stabilize reality around us. It's like they're forcing the laws of physics to behave normally." "So our powers are useless against them?" Ava asked, her voice tinged with despair. "Not useless," Ethan interjected, his scientific mind racing. "Just limited. We need to find a way to overcome those fields." Liam, still reeling from the intensity of his berserker state, spoke up. "We need to learn control. What I did out there, it was powerful, but reckless. If I can harness that power without losing myself to it." "You'd be unstoppable," Sophia finished, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. The group spent the next few hours strategizing, analyzing the alien technology, and trying to understand the limits of their own abilities. Liam, with the help of Ethan and Sophia, began working on techniques to enter and exit the berserker state at will. As night fell, they could hear the aliens consolidating their position above ground. The next day would bring even greater challenges. "We're not beaten yet," Liam declared, addressing the group. "Yes, they came prepared this time. But so will we. We'll learn to control our powers, to use them in ways they can't predict, and we'll find a way to overcome their technology." Sophia nodded, adding, "And don't forget, we're not alone. All over the world, other humans are awakening. If we can reach them, coordinate with them." "We could still turn this around," Noah finished, a renewed determination in his voice. As they prepared for the battles to come, Liam couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The aliens had revealed the extent of their fear by bringing such specialized weapons. It confirmed what they had learned: humans were a force to be reckoned with on a galactic scale. The question now was whether they could live up to that potential in time to save their world and uncover the truth about their past. As Liam looked at his companions, he saw the same resolve mirrored in their eyes. They were no longer just survivors, or even just awakening berserkers. They were the vanguard of humanity's return to the stars, and they would not go down without a fight. The underground base hummed with nervous energy as Sophia and Liam gathered their team around a makeshift planning table. The recent battle had left them battered but not broken, and a new determination burned in their eyes. "We can't win this alone," Sophia declared, her voice steady despite the exhaustion etched on her face. We need to awaken more humans to their true nature. Liam nodded, his mind racing with possibilities. If we could broadcast the truth about our origins and powers across the globe, we might stand a chance against Vorontax and his forces. Ethan, ever the pragmatist, raised a concern. But how do we convince people? This isn't exactly an easy pill to swallow. We show them, Ava interjected, her eyes lighting up with an idea. We use our abilities in a way that can't be denied or explained away. As the group debated the best approach, Noah burst into the room, his face pale with urgency. Guys, we have a problem. Zyxara is gone. A heavy silence fell over the room as the implications sank in. The alien scout had been their primary source of information, and its escape could jeopardize everything. It must have slipped away during the chaos of the last attack, Sophia said, her mind already calculating the potential damage, and it's probably taken crucial information with it. Liam's expression hardened. Then we need to move fast. If Zyxara reaches the alien command, they'll know exactly what we're planning. With renewed urgency, the team sprang into action. Ava and Ethan began working on hijacking global communication networks, while Noah and a small team prepared to secure a broadcast location. Sophia pulled Liam aside, her voice low. There's something else we need to consider. Not everyone will welcome this awakening. Some might see it as a threat, or refuse to believe it altogether. Liam nodded grimly. Fear and disbelief could be as dangerous as the aliens themselves. We need to be prepared for resistance from our own people. As the preparations continued, Liam focused on honing his control over the Berserker state. He knew that when the time came to broadcast their message, he would need to demonstrate the full extent of their abilities without losing himself to the rage. Hours passed in a blur of activity. Finally, Ava called out triumphantly, "We're ready. We can piggyback our signal on the alien communication network. They won't be able to shut us down without crippling their own systems." The team gathered around a hastily assembled camera setup. Liam and Sophia stood at the forefront, ready to address the world. "Remember," Sophia said, her voice barely above a whisper, "we're not just fighting an alien invasion. We're fighting for the truth of who we are." Liam nodded, feeling the power within him surge in response to the gravity of the moment. "Let's wake up the world." The red light on the camera blinked on, and Liam began to speak. His voice, infused with a subtle power that seemed to resonate on a primal level, reached out across the globe. "People of Earth, what we're about to tell you will change everything you thought you knew about our world and our place in the universe." As Liam and Sophia took turns explaining humanity's true origins and the nature of their dormant abilities, reports began flooding in from around the world. In some places, people were awakening spontaneously, their latent powers surging to the surface. In others, fear and denial led to chaos and confusion. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout their base. The alien forces, led by Vorontax, had launched a massive assault to shut down the broadcast. "They're trying to cut us off," Ethan shouted over the din. Liam locked eyes with Sophia, a silent understanding passing between them. It was time for the ultimate demonstration. Stepping in front of the camera, Liam allowed himself to enter the Berserker state. His eyes glowed with an otherworldly light as he faced the oncoming alien forces. With a gesture, he created a shimmering barrier around their broadcast location, visible to both the aliens and the watching world. "This is who we are," he declared, his voice resonating with power. "This is what humanity is capable of. We are not merely defenders of Earth. We are the inheritors of a cosmic legacy, and we will not be silenced or suppressed any longer." As the aliens' weapons battered against Liam's barrier, something remarkable began to happen. All across the globe, humans watching the broadcast felt a stirring within themselves. It was as if Liam's display had unlocked something primal and long forgotten in their collective consciousness. Reports flooded in of ordinary people manifesting extraordinary abilities. A teacher in Tokyo created a force field around her school. A farmer in Kansas grew crops with a mere thought. A firefighter in Rio de Janeiro controlled flames with his mind. The awakening had begun in earnest, but the battle was far from over. As Vorontax's forces redoubled their efforts to shut down the broadcast, Liam and his team knew that the real challenge lay ahead. They had lit the spark, but could humanity embrace its true nature in time to save their world and reclaim their place among the stars? The fate of Earth and the future of the human race hung in the balance, and the next few hours would determine everything. The world erupted into chaos as the broadcast reached its climax. Liam and Sophia watched in awe and trepidation as reports flooded in from every corner of the globe. Humans were awakening to their berserker heritage en masse, their dormant abilities surging to the surface with explosive force. In New York, skyscrapers twisted into impossible shapes as newly awakened architects reshaped reality on a whim. Tokyo's streets lit up with dazzling displays of energy manipulation as ordinary citizens discovered their power to bend light and electricity. In the Amazon rainforest, trees grew and moved at the command of indigenous tribes, forming living barricades against alien incursions. The alien invasion forces, caught off guard by this sudden explosion of human potential, found themselves overwhelmed. Their carefully planned assault faltered in the face of millions of newly empowered defenders. "It's working," Noah exclaimed, his eyes wide as he monitored global communications. "The aliens are retreating in dozens of major cities." But Liam's expression remained grim. "Look closer," he said, pointing to reports of collateral damage and civilian casualties. "Not everyone is using their powers for defense." Sophia nodded, her face etched with concern. "We've opened Pandora's box. Some people aren't ready for this kind of power." As if to underscore her point, an alert came in from London. A group of newly awakened humans, drunk on their abilities, had declared themselves gods and were laying waste to Parliament. "We need to contain this," Liam declared, his mind racing to formulate a plan. "The alien threat is still out there, but now we're fighting a war on two fronts." Ethan spoke up, his scientific mind already analyzing the situation. "We need to find a way to help people control their abilities. Some kind of psychic guidance system." Ava's eyes lit up. "The alien communication network. We could repurpose it to broadcast a stabilizing signal, helping people focus their powers." As the team worked feverishly to implement this new plan, reports continued to pour in. In some areas, awakened humans were successfully repelling the alien forces. In others, power-mad individuals were causing as much destruction as the invaders. Liam turned to Sophia, his voice low and urgent. "We need to set an example, show people how to use these abilities responsibly." Sophia nodded, understanding immediately. "A task force, a team of awakened humans who can respond to crises and teach others." With a plan taking shape, Liam addressed the group. "Ava, Ethan, keep working on that stabilizing broadcast. Noah, start identifying potential recruits for our task force, people who are using their abilities to help others." As the team dispersed to their tasks, a massive explosion rocked their underground base. Vorontax's forces had finally broken through their defenses. "Time to show them what we can really do," Liam growled, feeling the berserker energy surging within him. He and Sophia raced to the surface, emerging into a scene of utter chaos. Alien ships filled the sky, raining destruction upon the city. But now they faced a new kind of resistance. Awakened humans fought back with powers that defied imagination. Liam locked eyes with Sophia, a silent understanding passing between them. They had trained for this, honing their abilities and learning to work in perfect sync. As one, they unleashed their powers. Liam created a massive force field that enveloped several city blocks, while Sophia used her newly discovered ability to manipulate gravity, sending alien craft crashing to the ground. Their display of controlled power and teamwork didn't go unnoticed. Other awakened humans in the area began to follow their lead, coordinating their efforts instead of lashing out blindly. In the midst of the battle, Liam spotted a familiar figure: Zyxara, the escaped alien scout. But instead of fighting alongside its brethren, Zyxara seemed to be helping humans. "Sophia," Liam called out, gesturing towards the alien. "I think we might have an unexpected ally." As they fought their way towards Zyxara, a realization dawned on Liam. The key to victory wasn't just in awakening humanity's power, but in teaching them to use it wisely. They needed to become not just warriors, but leaders and teachers. The battle raged on, a testament to humanity's potential for both great heroism and terrible destruction. Liam and Sophia found themselves not just fighting aliens, but also calming panicked civilians, subduing power-mad humans, and inspiring others to join their cause. As the sun began to set on this first day of humanity's Great Awakening, Liam knew that the real challenge was just beginning. They had unleashed a power that could save their world or tear it apart. The coming days would determine not just the fate of Earth, but the very nature of what it meant to be human in a universe full of wonders and terrors beyond imagination. With Sophia by his side and their team working tirelessly behind the scenes, Liam steeled himself for the battles to come. The war for Earth had evolved into something far more complex than a simple alien invasion. It had become a fight for the soul of humanity itself. The chaos of the global awakening had barely begun to settle when Liam and Sophia received an unexpected message. It came through a secure channel that bypassed even their most advanced alien-derived communication systems. "This is Ethan Christopher Nkosi," a deep, authoritative voice resonated through their makeshift command center. "I represent an organization that has been waiting for this day for millennia. We need to meet." Liam and Sophia exchanged wary glances. After everything they'd been through, trust didn't come easily. "And why should we believe you?" Sophia challenged, her voice sharp with suspicion. "Because," Ethan replied, his tone unwavering, "we can show you how to fully control your berserker abilities. More importantly, we can help you organize a resistance that stands a chance against both the alien threat and the chaos of uncontrolled awakenings." The offer was too tempting to ignore, yet fraught with potential danger. After a heated debate with their core team, Liam and Sophia agreed to a meeting, but on their terms. They chose a neutral location, the ruins of the Statue of Liberty, now partially submerged due to the recent battles. As Liam and Sophia approached, they saw a figure standing at the base of the broken monument. Ethan Christopher Nkosi cut an imposing figure, his dark skin contrasting sharply with shock-white hair that seemed to crackle with latent energy. "Welcome," Ethan said, his voice carrying the same authority it had over the communication channel. "I'm glad you decided to hear us out." Liam stepped forward, his body tense and ready for any sign of threat. "Start talking. Who are you, and how long have you known about our true nature?" Ethan's expression remained impassive. "We are the guardians of the cosmic flame. For thousands of years, we've kept the secret of humanity's berserker heritage, waiting for the day of awakening." Sophia's eyes narrowed. "If you knew all along, why didn't you prepare us? Why let the aliens catch us off guard?" "Because," Ethan replied, his voice tinged with regret, "premature awakening could have been catastrophic. You've seen the chaos caused by those unable to control their powers. Imagine that on a global scale, without an external threat to unite against." As much as Liam wanted to argue, he couldn't deny the logic. He'd witnessed firsthand the destruction caused by newly awakened humans drunk on power. "All right," Liam conceded. "Say we believe you. What can you offer us that we can't figure out on our own?" In response, Ethan raised his hand. The air around them shimmered, and suddenly they were no longer standing in the ruins of New York Harbor. Instead, they found themselves in a vast, otherworldly chamber filled with advanced technology that seemed to blend seamlessly with organic structures. "Welcome to our sanctuary," Ethan said, a hint of pride in his voice. "Here, we've preserved the knowledge and technology of our ancestors. We can teach you to harness your abilities in ways you've never imagined." Sophia, ever the strategist, was already analyzing the potential advantages. "And the coordinated resistance you mentioned?" Ethan nodded, gesturing to a holographic display that sprang to life in the center of the chamber. It showed a network of awakened humans across the globe, all connected through some unseen psychic link. "We have agents in every major population center," Ethan explained. "With your help, we can guide the awakening, teach control, and organize a united front against the alien invasion." The offer was tantalizing, but Liam couldn't shake a nagging doubt. "What's your end game here? Assuming we drive off the aliens, what then? Do you expect to rule over humanity?" Ethan's expression softened for the first time. "Our goal is to reclaim our place among the stars, to break free from the quarantine that has held us for so long. But how we do that, what kind of civilization we build, that's up to all of us to decide together." Liam and Sophia stepped aside, speaking in hushed tones. "What do you think?" Liam asked, his voice low. "Can we trust them?" Sophia's brow furrowed in concentration. "I'm not sure we have a choice. We're barely keeping things together as it is. If they can really help us organize and control this awakening, then we might actually stand a chance," Liam finished. They turned back to Ethan, who waited patiently. "All right," Liam said, his voice firm. "We'll work with you. But understand this, we're not blindly following anyone's agenda. We do this as equals, for the good of all humanity." Ethan nodded, a smile finally breaking through his stoic demeanor. "I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, let's begin your true awakening." As Ethan led them deeper into the sanctuary, Liam and Sophia knew they were stepping into a new chapter of this cosmic conflict. The Guardians of the Cosmic Flame offered hope and knowledge, but also introduced new complexities and potential dangers. The war for Earth and humanity's future among the stars was about to enter a new phase, and Liam couldn't shake the feeling that the greatest challenges still lay ahead. The sanctuary of the Guardians of the Cosmic Flame buzzed with activity as Liam and Sophia immersed themselves in their training. Under Ethan's guidance, they began to unlock the true potential of their berserker heritage. "Remember," Ethan's voice echoed through the cavernous training hall, "your abilities are an extension of your will. They're unique to each individual, shaped by your experiences and personality." Liam focused intently, feeling the energy surge through his body. To his amazement, he found he could manipulate time itself, slowing it down or speeding it up in localized areas. Sophia, on the other hand, discovered an affinity for manipulating gravity and density. As days turned into weeks, their powers grew exponentially. They weren't just learning to control their abilities, they were uncovering the vast history of their species. "The war that led to our exile," Ethan explained during one of their rest periods. "It wasn't just about conquest or resources. It was a battle for the very nature of reality itself." Sophia leaned forward, her eyes bright with curiosity. "What do you mean?" Ethan's expression grew somber. "Our ancestors, at the height of their power, had begun to reshape entire galaxies. Some believed it was our right, our destiny. Others saw it as a violation of the natural order. The conflict that followed nearly tore the universe apart." Liam absorbed this information, feeling the weight of their heritage. "And that's why we were exiled, to prevent us from reaching that level of power again?" Ethan nodded. "But now, with the alien invasion, the powers that be have decided that unleashing us is a necessary risk." As their training progressed, Liam and Sophia also worked on coordinating the global resistance. Through the Guardians network, they helped awaken and guide others, slowly bringing order to the chaos of the initial emergence. But the alien forces, led by the cunning Vorontax, were adapting. Their null field technology was evolving, making it harder for even trained berserkers to use their abilities in direct combat. It was during a strategy session that Ethan revealed a potential game-changer. "There's an artifact," he said, his voice low as if sharing a forbidden secret. "Something our ancestors created at the height of their power. We call it the Berserker's Heart." Liam and Sophia exchanged glances. "What does it do?" Liam asked. "It's a focal point for our collective power," Ethan explained. "With it, we could potentially overcome the aliens' null fields and even break the quarantine around Earth." Sophia's tactical mind was already racing. "Where is it?" Ethan's expression grew grim. That's the problem. It's an alien-controlled territory. Specifically, their main command ship in orbit. The implications were clear. Retrieving the Berserker's heart would mean mounting a near-suicidal mission into the heart of enemy territory. Is it worth the risk? Liam asked, voicing the question on everyone's mind. Ethan met his gaze steadily. Without it, we might be able to drive off this invasion, but we'll remain trapped on Earth, vulnerable to future attacks. With it, we have a chance to reclaim our place among the stars. The room fell silent as they contemplated the magnitude of the decision before them. Sophia was the first to speak. If we do this, we'll need a team, the best of the best among the awakened. Liam nodded, his mind already formulating a plan. We'll need to coordinate with resistance cells worldwide, create a diversion big enough to give us a shot at infiltration. As they began to hash out the details of this audacious mission, Liam couldn't shake a nagging doubt. He pulled Ethan aside. "There's something you're not telling us about this artifact, isn't there?" he asked quietly. Ethan hesitated, then sighed. "The Berserker's heart. It's not just a tool, it's alive, in a sense, and it bonds with a single user. Whoever wields it will have power beyond imagination, but at a cost." "What cost?" Liam pressed. "Their humanity," Ethan replied softly. "The user risks losing themselves to the pure Berserker essence. They could become the very thing our ancestors feared, a being of pure power, unchecked by morality or reason." Liam absorbed this information, the weight of it settling heavily on his shoulders. The Berserker's heart offered salvation, but also the potential for unimaginable destruction if misused. As he rejoined the planning session, Liam knew they were standing at a crossroads. The mission to retrieve the artifact could turn the tide of the war, but it also risked unleashing a power that could be more dangerous than the alien invasion itself. Looking at Sophia, seeing the determination in her eyes, Liam made his decision. They would pursue the Berserker's heart, but with caution. The fate of humanity, and perhaps the entire galaxy, would hinge on their ability to master this ancient power without being consumed by it. The greatest test of their awakened abilities was yet to come, and Liam silently vowed to face it head-on, no matter the cost. The assault on the alien command ship was a symphony of chaos and precision. Liam, Sophia, and their handpicked team of awakened humans moved through the vessel's twisting corridors, their Berserker abilities allowing them to overcome the advanced alien defenses. Ethan's voice crackled through their comm devices, coordinating the global diversion that was keeping the bulk of the alien forces occupied. "You're approaching the central chamber," he informed them. "Be careful. Our intel suggests the heaviest security measures are concentrated there." As they rounded a corner, they found themselves face to face with a squad of alien soldiers led by a familiar figure. "Zyxara?" Sophia exclaimed, her gravity manipulation powers at the ready. The alien scout chittered rapidly, its translation device struggling to keep up. "Wait, I'm not here to fight. I want to help." Liam held up a hand, signaling the team to hold their fire. "Explain, quickly." Zyxara's compound eyes darted nervously. "This invasion, it's wrong. My people were misled. The ancient fears of the Berserkers have been exaggerated, used to justify this aggression." "And we're supposed to just trust you?" Noah asked skeptically, his energy manipulation powers crackling around his fists. "I've been secretly aiding human resistance cells," Zyxara explained. "I can help you find the artifact you seek." Liam and Sophia exchanged glances, a silent conversation passing between them. Finally, Liam nodded. "All right, but one wrong move, and we won't hesitate to take you down." With Zyxara's guidance, they navigated the labyrinthine ship more efficiently, avoiding major concentrations of enemy forces. As they approached the central chamber, the alien's demeanor grew increasingly agitated. "There's something you should know about the Berserker's heart," Zyxara said, its voice low. "It's not just a weapon, it's alive, in a way, and activating it comes at a great cost." Sophia's eyes narrowed. "What kind of cost?" Before Zyxara could answer, They arrived at the heavily fortified entrance to the central chamber. The team worked in perfect synchronization, combining their varied abilities to breach the defenses. As the massive doors slid open, they found themselves in a vast, spherical room. At its center, suspended in a field of pulsating energy, floated a crystalline object about the size of a human heart. Its surface shimmered with an otherworldly light, patterns of energy dancing across its facets. The Berserker's heart, Liam breathed, feeling an inexplicable pull towards the artifact. As they approached, a holographic interface sprang to life, ancient symbols scrolling across its surface. "It's asking for a sacrifice," Sophia translated, her voice tight with tension. "A life freely given to awaken its power." The team fell silent, the gravity of the situation weighing heavily upon them. The Berserker's heart could turn the tide of the war, but at what cost? Liam stepped forward, his expression resolute. "I'll do it. This whole thing started with me. It's fitting that I—" "No," Sophia interrupted, placing a hand on his arm. "We need you to lead. It has to be me." Before anyone could argue, Zyxara chittered urgently. "Wait, there's another way. The sacrifice, it doesn't have to be a life. It can be a part of oneself. A memory, an emotion, something fundamental to your being." The team exchanged bewildered glances. Noah spoke up, his voice uncharacteristically soft. "So instead of dying, someone just loses a part of themselves?" Zyxara nodded solemnly. "But choose carefully. Whatever is sacrificed, it's gone forever." Liam closed his eyes, his mind racing. After a moment, he opened them, determination blazing in his gaze. "I'll do it. I know what I have to give up." "Liam, no," Sophia protested. "We don't know what this will do to you." He smiled sadly. "It's the only way. My anger, my rage. It's what fueled my berserker abilities from the start. If I sacrifice that, maybe I can channel the heart's power without losing myself to it." Before anyone could stop him, Liam stepped forward and placed his hand on the berserker's heart. The crystal pulsed, and Liam's body went rigid. Energy coursed through him, and he let out a primal scream that shook the very foundations of the ship. For a moment that seemed to stretch into eternity, Liam was engulfed in blinding light. When it faded, he stood transformed. His eyes glowed with an inner fire, and an aura of power radiated from his body. But something was different. The ever-present undercurrent of rage that had driven him since the invasion began was gone. In its place was a calm, focused determination. "Liam?" Sophia asked hesitantly. "Are you?" He turned to her, a small smile playing on his lips. "I'm still me. Just different. I can feel the heart's power, but it's not overwhelming me. It's like clarity." As if to demonstrate, Liam raised his hand. The entire ship shuddered, and through the viewports, they could see the stars themselves seeming to bend. "We need to go," he said, his voice resonating with newfound authority. "The tide of this war is about to turn." As they made their way back to their extraction point, Liam could feel the berserker's heart beating in sync with his own. He had sacrificed a part of himself, but in doing so, he had gained the power to potentially save not just Earth, but to reshape the future of humanity among the stars. The true test of this power and the consequences of his sacrifice lay ahead. But for now, as they fought their way off the alien command ship, Liam felt a glimmer of hope. The awakening of humanity had entered a new phase, and the galaxy would never be the same. The activation of the Berserker's heart sent a shockwave of power across the globe. Awakened humans everywhere felt their abilities surge to unprecedented levels. Liam, now intrinsically linked to the ancient artifact, could sense the collective strength of humanity rising like a tidal wave. Reports flooded in from all corners of the Earth. In Tokyo, a group of awakened individuals created a massive energy dome, deflecting an alien assault with ease. The Amazon rainforest came alive, its trees and vines becoming an impenetrable defense system guided by indigenous berserkers. Even in the war-torn streets of New York, ordinary citizens were turning the tide against the invaders. Sophia, coordinating the global resistance from their makeshift command center, couldn't hide her amazement. "It's working, Liam. We're actually pushing them back." Liam nodded, his eyes glowing with the power of the Berserker's heart. "But it's not over yet. Vorontax won't give up easily." As if in response to his words, the sky above them darkened. A massive alien ship, dwarfing even the command vessel they had infiltrated, emerged from the clouds. Its hull bristled with weaponry, unlike anything they had seen before. Ethan burst into the room, his face pale. "We're picking up energy readings off the charts. Whatever that ship is carrying, it's big enough to wipe out entire cities." The alien communication channels they had tapped into crackled to life. Vorontax Quasilar's voice, filled with a mixture of rage and desperation, boomed across the airwaves. "Humans, your resistance ends now. Witness the power of the Void Cleaver, a weapon capable of erasing matter itself. Surrender, or watch your world be consumed piece by piece." As if to demonstrate, a beam of dark energy lanced out from the ship, striking a small, uninhabited island off the coast. In an instant, the island simply ceased to exist, leaving behind a perfect spherical void in the ocean. The implications were clear. This superweapon could annihilate population centers in seconds, negating even the enhanced defenses of awakened humans. "We need a plan, fast," Sophia said, her mind racing through tactical possibilities. Liam closed his eyes, reaching out with his heightened senses. Through the Berserker's heart, he could feel the energy patterns of the alien superweapon. "It's powered by some kind of dark matter reactor," he said. "If we could disrupt it." Noah, who had been monitoring global communication, spoke up. "I might have an idea. There's a team of awakened physicists in CERN. They've been working on manipulating fundamental forces. If we could combine their knowledge with our power, we could potentially create a resonance cascade," Ethan finished, catching on to the idea. "Disrupt the dark matter reactor at its core." Sophia nodded, already formulating a battle plan. "But we'd need to get close enough to the ship to implement it, and we'd be facing the full might of their remaining forces." Liam stood, the air around him shimmering with power. "I'll lead the assault team. With the Berserker's heart, I might be able to create a shield strong enough to get us close." "Not alone, you won't," Sophia said, her tone brooking no argument. "We do this together." As they prepared for what could be their final battle, Liam reached out through the Berserker's heart, connecting with awakened humans worldwide. He shared their plan, calling for a coordinated global assault to distract the alien forces while their strike team made their move. The response was overwhelming. From every continent, awakened humans pledged their support. Even those who had initially abused their powers or resisted the change now rallied to the cause, understanding the gravity of the threat they faced. As they boarded their transport, a retrofitted alien craft piloted by the now allied Zyxara, Liam felt the weight of responsibility settling on his shoulders. The power of the Berserker's heart thrummed through him, but he knew that victory would require more than raw strength. It would take strategy, teamwork, and the indomitable human spirit that had brought them this far. "Remember," he addressed his team as they ascended towards Vorontax's superweapon, "we're not just fighting for Earth anymore. We're fighting for our right to exist as a species, to reclaim our place among the stars." Sophia squeezed his hand, her eyes reflecting the same determination. "Whatever happens up there, we face it together." As their ship broke through the cloud cover, they saw the massive form of the Void Cleaver looming above them. Swarms of alien fighters moved to intercept them, while on the ground, the coordinated human assault began, drawing away as many enemy forces as possible. The final battle for Earth was about to begin. Liam, Sophia, and their team knew that failure meant not just defeat, but potentially the end of humanity itself. With the power of the Berserker's heart and the collective will of an awakened species behind them, they steeled themselves for the challenge ahead. The moment of truth had arrived. It was time to show the galaxy that humanity's awakening was not just a defensive measure, but the dawn of a new era in cosmic history. The tension aboard their ship was palpable as Liam, Sophia, and their team ascended towards Vorontax's void cleaver. But it wasn't just the impending battle causing the strain. A heated debate had erupted among the awakened humans, one that threatened to fracture their unity at the worst possible moment. Noah, his eyes blazing with newfound power, voiced what many were thinking. Why stop at defending Earth? With these abilities, we could conquer the stars, show the galaxy that humanity won't be pushed around ever again. His words struck a chord with several team members. Alva, usually the voice of reason, nodded in agreement. We've been imprisoned on Earth for millennia. It's time we reclaimed our cosmic heritage. Sophia, however, stood firmly against this idea. That's exactly the kind of thinking that got us exiled in the first place, she argued, her voice sharp with concern. We can't let these powers corrupt us. We'd be no better than the aliens we're fighting. The debate raged on, with passionate arguments on both sides. Some saw their berserker abilities as a mandate to dominate, a chance to ensure humanity's supremacy in the galaxy. Others, like Sophia, advocated for a more measured approach, using their powers responsibly and seeking peaceful coexistence with other species. Liam, connected to the berserker's heart and feeling the pulse of humanity's collective consciousness, found himself torn. The artifact amplified his awareness, showing him visions of both potential futures. He saw humanity spreading across the stars, reshaping worlds to their will. But he also saw the destruction and fear this could cause, potentially igniting conflicts that would dwarf their current struggle. Enough, Liam's voice, infused with the power of the berserker's heart, cut through the argument. The ship fell silent as all eyes turned to him. We're missing the point, he continued, his tone measured but firm. Our immediate goal is to stop Vorontax and save Earth. But beyond that, we need to understand that with great power comes great responsibility. He paused, letting his words sink in. Yes, we have the potential to conquer the stars. But is that really who we want to be? Haven't we seen enough destruction and fear? Sophia nodded in agreement, while Noah and others looked conflicted. Liam went on, Our true strength isn't in domination, but in our diversity, our creativity, our capacity for both logic and emotion. We can use these powers to explore, to learn, to grow. We can become mediators in cosmic conflicts, builders of wonders, protectors of the weak. His words, amplified by the berserker's heart, resonated with the team. Even those who had advocated for a more aggressive approach felt the wisdom in his vision. But first, Liam concluded, we need to save our home, and we do that not by becoming conquerors, but by standing united against those who would destroy us. The ship erupted in cheers of agreement. The internal conflict, while not entirely resolved, had been tempered by Liam's balanced perspective. Sophia approached Liam, a mix of pride and relief in her eyes. That was impressive. You're really growing into this leadership role. Liam smiled, though his eyes remained serious. It's the heart. It's showing me possibilities, potential futures. We have to be careful with how we use this power. Their conversation was interrupted by Zyxara's urgent chittering. We're approaching the Void Cleaver. Enemy fighters incoming. The team snapped into action, their earlier disagreements set aside in the face of the immediate threat. Liam reached out through the berserker's heart, coordinating with awakened humans worldwide. Remember the plan, he communicated globally. We need a synchronized assault to draw their fire, while our team targets the dark matter reactor. As their ship weaved through the barrage of enemy fire, Liam could sense the collective will of humanity focusing on this moment. Awakened individuals across the planet were unleashing their powers in a coordinated effort, creating unprecedented distractions and defenses. In New York, skyscrapers came to life, swatting alien ships from the sky. The waters of the Pacific rose up in massive tidal waves, controlled by awakened humans to capsize enemy vessels without harming coastal cities. In the skies over Europe, aurora-like energy fields deflected alien attacks, while allowing human fighters to pass through unharmed. Aboard the ship, Liam turned to his team. This is it. Everything we've fought for comes down to the next few minutes. We're not just fighting for Earth anymore. We're fighting for the soul of humanity, for the kind of species we want to become." As they prepared to board the Void Cleaver, Liam felt a sense of clarity. The internal conflicts and debates had actually strengthened their resolve. They weren't charging into battle as mindless berserkers, but as conscious, ethical beings determined to forge a better future. The final assault was about to begin, and with it, the fate of not just Earth, but humanity's place in the cosmos would be decided. Liam, Sophia, and their team steeled themselves for the challenge ahead, ready to prove that humanity's awakening was a force for creation and protection, not just destruction. The assault on the Void Cleaver was a maelstrom of chaos and power. Liam, Sophia, and their team fought their way through waves of alien defenders, their enhanced abilities allowing them to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. The ship's corridors became a battleground of warped reality as human berserkers clashed with advanced alien technology. As they neared the heart of the vessel, where the dark matter reactor pulsed with ominous energy, they encountered an unexpected sight. Vorontak's Quasilers stood before them, flanked by elite guards, but making no move to attack. "Enough." The alien leader's voice boomed, amplified by some unseen technology. "This conflict has gone too far. There are truths you must know." Liam, the berserker's heart thrumming with power, stepped forward. "Speak quickly, Vorontax. Your superweapon still threatens our world." Vorontax's compound eyes seemed to reflect a mixture of resignation and relief. "This invasion, it is not what you think. It was not sanctioned by the full Galactic Federation, but by a faction within it. A group that fears the return of human berserkers to the cosmic stage." Sophia's eyes narrowed with suspicion. "Why should we believe you?" "Because," Vorontax replied, "not all of us support this war. Many of us believe it is unjust, a preemptive strike based on ancient fears rather than current realities." The revelation sent shockwaves through the human forces. Through the berserker's heart, Liam could sense the ripple of confusion and conflicting emotions spreading across the awakened humans worldwide. Noah, his voice tight with anger, spoke up. "So what? They still attacked us. We should finish this fight." But others, including Ava, seemed less certain. "If there's a chance for diplomacy, shouldn't we explore it? We don't have to become the conquerors we feared we might be." Liam turned to Sophia, seeing his own internal conflict mirrored in her eyes. The choice before them was monumental. Continue the fight, potentially destroying not just their attackers, but any chance of peaceful coexistence with the wider galactic community. Or take a risk on diplomacy, possibly leaving Earth vulnerable if Vorontax's words proved false. "The reactor," Liam said suddenly, an idea forming. "Shut it down. Show us that your words aren't just a ploy." Vorontax hesitated for a moment, then nodded. With a series of complex gestures, the alien leader interfaced with the ship's systems. The ominous hum of the dark matter reactor began to fade. "It's powering down," Ethan confirmed, monitoring the energy readings. This act of good faith shifted the atmosphere. Even the more aggressive members of the human resistance began to consider the possibilities of a diplomatic solution. Sophia stepped forward, her tactical mind already formulating a new strategy. "We need assurances, a ceasefire, immediate withdrawal of all invasion forces, and open communication channels with the full Galactic Federation, not just the faction that fears us." Vorontax nodded solemnly. "I can make that happen. But you must understand, the fear of human berserkers runs deep in some circles. It will take time to overcome centuries of ingrained caution." Liam, sensing the pivotal nature of this moment, reached out through the berserker's heart. He connected with awakened humans across the globe, sharing the new information, engaging their collective response. The reaction was mixed. Some, still burning with the rage of recent battles, called for continued aggression. Others, seeing an opportunity for a greater future, advocated for diplomacy. The choice, Liam realized, would shape not just the outcome of this war, but humanity's place in the cosmos for generations to come. "We'll stand down," Liam declared finally, his voice carrying the weight of humanity's collective decision. "But we'll remain vigilant. This is an opportunity for a new beginning, but trust must be earned on both sides." As the human forces began to disengage and Vorontax initiated contact with the broader Galactic Federation, Liam and Sophia found a quiet moment amidst the chaos. "Do you think we made the right choice?" Sophia asked, the strain of recent events evident in her voice. Liam gazed out at the stars, visible through the Void Cleaver's massive viewports. "I think we chose the harder path, but the one with the most potential. We've proven we can fight. Now we need to prove we can coexist." As the first tentative steps towards peace began, Liam knew that the challenges ahead would be complex. Humanity would need to navigate galactic politics, overcome deep-seated fears, and find a balance between their newfound powers and responsible cosmic citizenship. The war might be ending, but humanity's true awakening and its greatest test was just beginning. The stars awaited, filled with both promise and peril, and it would take all of their wisdom, strength, and unity to forge a new destiny among them. The fragile peace negotiations were shattered by a series of devastating attacks that caught both humans and aliens off guard. Cities around the world erupted in chaos as structures twisted and crumbled, reshaped by immense berserker powers unleashed without restraint. Liam and Sophia, still aboard the Void Cleaver with Vorontax, watched in horror as reports flooded in from across the globe. The attacks bore a chilling signature: they were the work of awakened humans. "This is Ava Josephine Rossi," a familiar voice boomed across all communication channels, her tone filled with a terrifying mix of ecstasy and rage. "For too long, we've cowered on this planet, our true potential suppressed. No more. We are the next step in human evolution, and we will no longer be constrained by the weak or the alien." Sophia's face paled as she recognized her former friend and ally. "Ava, what have you done?" Liam reached out through the berserker's heart, trying to sense the extent of this new threat. What he felt chilled him to the core. Ava had gathered a significant following awakened humans who had fully embraced their berserker nature, drunk on power and free from moral constraints. "We need to stop this," Liam declared, turning to Vorontax. "If we don't, there won't be a planet left to save or negotiate over." The alien leader nodded gravely. "This is precisely the scenario my people feared. Unchecked berserkers, reshaping reality to their will." As they scrambled to formulate a response, reports continued to pour in. Ava's faction was attacking both human government installations and alien outposts with equal ferocity. Their goal seemed clear: to eliminate any power structure that might oppose them. Sophia, her tactical mind racing, spoke up. "We need to approach this on two fronts. Liam, you need to use the berserker's heart to reach out to as many awakened humans as possible. Remind them of our humanity, of the responsibility that comes with our power." Liam nodded, understanding the gravity of the task. "And the second front?" "A joint human-alien task force," Sophia said, turning to Vorontax. "We need to show Ava's faction that we're stronger united. It might also help build trust between our species." As they put their plan into action, the true scale of the threat became apparent. Ava's followers had taken control of several major cities, reshaping them into twisted fortresses that defied the laws of physics. Conventional military forces, both human and alien, were proving ineffective against their reality-warping powers. Liam closed his eyes, focusing on the berserker's heart. He reached out to awakened humans worldwide, his consciousness touching millions of minds. "Remember who we are," he projected, his thoughts carrying the weight of humanity's potential. "We have the power to reshape worlds, but also the responsibility to protect them. Don't let the berserker rage consume you. We can be more than conquerors." His message resonated with many, but Ava's influence was strong. The rogue faction continued to grow, drawing in those seduced by the promise of unlimited power. Meanwhile, Sophia coordinated the joint task force, bringing together elite human soldiers and alien warriors. It was a tense alliance, centuries of mistrust, not easily overcome, but the shared threat forced cooperation. As they prepared to confront Ava's forces, Liam felt a disturbing shift in the Berserker's heart. The artifact, connected to the collective power of humanity, was being influenced by the unchecked rage of Ava's faction. He could feel it pulling at him, urging him to unleash his full potential without regard for consequences. "Sophia," he said, his voice strained, "we don't have much time. The heart, it's becoming unstable. If we don't stop Ava soon, we might lose control of it entirely." Sophia's eyes widened as she grasped the implications. "If that happens, reality itself could unravel," Liam finished grimly. Their first major confrontation with Ava's forces came in the ruins of what was once London. The city had been transformed into a nightmarish landscape of impossible architecture and swirling energy vortexes. As their combined human-alien force engaged the rogue berserkers, Liam and Sophia fought their way towards the center of the chaos, where they sensed Ava's presence. The battle was like nothing they had ever experienced, with the very fabric of reality warping around them. Finally, they came face to face with their former ally. Ava hovered above the ground, her eyes glowing with unrestrained power. A maniacal grin spread across her face. "Welcome, old friends," she said, her voice echoing unnaturally. "Have you come to join us in ushering in a new age for humanity?" Liam stepped forward, the berserker's heart pulsing in sync with his own. "Ava, this has to stop. You're tearing the world apart." Ava laughed, the sound sending shivers down their spines. "The old world needs to be torn down for the new one to rise. Don't you see? We're gods now. Why should we bow to anyone or anything?" As Liam prepared to confront Ava, he knew that this battle would determine not just the fate of Earth, but the very nature of humanity's awakening. Could they find a way to stop Ava without becoming the very monsters they fought against? And even if they succeeded, how would they rebuild a world shattered by both alien invasion and internal strife? The answers to these questions would shape the future of humanity among the stars, for better or for worse. Liam's infiltration of Ava's rogue faction was a dangerous gambit. Disguising his true power levels, he presented himself as a disillusioned berserker seeking to join their cause. The chaotic energy surrounding their makeshift fortress in what was once London made his skin crawl, but he pressed on. As he delved deeper into the heart of Ava's operation, Liam was shocked by what he discovered. Ava had somehow unlocked abilities that went beyond anything they had encountered before. She wasn't just reshaping matter, she was bending the fundamental forces of the universe to her will. "We are the next step in evolution," Ava proclaimed to her followers, her eyes blazing with an otherworldly light. "Why stop at defending Earth when we can reshape the galaxy itself?" Liam watched in horror as Ava demonstrated her power, creating miniature black holes and manipulating time itself. Her followers cheered, drunk on the promise of godlike abilities. But Liam could sense the strain these actions were putting on the fabric of reality itself. Meanwhile, across the globe, Sophia was engaged in a different kind of battle. Working alongside Zyxara and other alien defectors, she had established contact with the peaceful factions of the Galactic Federation. The negotiations were tense, centuries of mistrust and fear not easily overcome. "We understand your concerns," Sophia said to the holographic representatives of various alien species. "But humanity's awakening doesn't have to mean conflict. We're seeking understanding, not dominance." An elder alien, its form shimmering with bioluminescent patterns, spoke up. "Your words are wise, but actions speak louder. Even now, rogue elements of your species threaten to destabilize entire sectors of space." Sophia nodded gravely. "We're aware of the threat, and we're working to contain it. But we need your help. Isolation isn't the answer, it's what led to this situation in the first place." As the debates raged on, Sophia couldn't shake the feeling that time was running out. The reports from Liam were growing more alarming by the hour. Back in London, Liam had managed to gain Ava's trust, or at least her interest. She invited him to a private meeting, eager to share her vision for the future. "Don't you see, Liam?" Ava said, her voice filled with fervor. We don't need to join the galactic community. We can remake it in our image. Liam chose his words carefully. But at what cost, Ava? The powers you're wielding. They're tearing at the very fabric of reality. Ava laughed, a sound that sent chills down Liam's spine. Reality is what we make it, old friend. Watch this. With a gesture, she opened a portal in the air, revealing a distant alien world. Liam watched in horror as Ava reached out, her power extending across vast distances of space, and began to reshape the planet's surface. "Stop!" Liam shouted, dropping his disguise. The berserker's heart pulsed within him, responding to the immense energies being wielded. Ava turned to him, her eyes narrowing. "So, the prodigal son returns. Come to lecture me on responsibility." As Liam prepared to confront Ava, he sent an urgent message to Sophia through their psychic link. The situation was even worse than they had feared. Ava's actions weren't just a threat to Earth, or even their solar system. She was becoming a danger to the entire galaxy. Sophia received Liam's message just as the negotiations with the Galactic Federation were reaching a critical point. The alien representatives were divided. Some saw the potential in humanity joining their ranks, while others feared the chaos they might bring. "We need to make a decision," the elder alien said, its voice heavy with the weight of centuries. "Will humanity join us, accepting our laws and restrictions, or will you choose isolation, leaving us no choice but to quarantine your entire species once again?" Sophia felt the pressure of countless lives resting on her next words. The easy choice would be isolation, protect humanity from outside influences, and protect the galaxy from their volatile nature. But she knew that path led only to stagnation and eventual conflict. "We choose to join you," Sophia declared, her voice firm. "But not as subordinates, as equals, bringing our unique perspective and abilities to the galactic stage. Together, we can face threats like Ava and create a future that benefits all sentient life." Her words sent ripples through the assembly. Some nodded in approval, while others chittered in concern. But before any consensus could be reached, alarms blared across all channels. Ava had made her move. Massive distortions in space-time were being detected across the galaxy. The rogue berserker was reshaping reality on a cosmic scale, heedless of the consequences. As the Galactic Federation scrambled to respond to this unprecedented threat, Sophia knew that everything hinged on Liam's confrontation with Ava. The fate of not just humanity, but the entire universe, rested in the balance. The final battle for the future of the cosmos was about to begin, and its outcome would determine whether humanity's great awakening would lead to a new age of wonder or the unraveling of reality itself. The air crackled with raw energy as Liam and Ava faced off in the twisted landscape of what was once London. Reality itself seemed to warp around them, responding to the immense power they wielded. "You can't stop progress, Liam," Ava snarled, her form flickering with barely contained energy. "We're evolving beyond the need for rules or limits." Liam stood his ground, the berserker's heart pulsing in sync with his own. "This isn't evolution, Ava. It's destruction. You're tearing apart the very fabric of the universe." Their clash was cataclysmic. Ava hurled distortions in space-time at Liam, while he countered with shields of pure energy. The city around them morphed and shifted, buildings twisting into impossible shapes as collateral damage from their battle. As they fought, Liam felt something awakening deep within him. The berserker's heart wasn't just amplifying his powers, it was revealing new aspects of them. He found himself instinctively understanding the underlying structure of reality, able to counter Ava's wild manipulations with precise adjustments. Meanwhile, light years away, Sophia stood before the assembled representatives of the Galactic Federation. The chamber was in uproar, divided between those who saw potential in humanity and those who viewed them as an existential threat. "The humans cannot be trusted," bellowed a war hawk faction leader. "Look at the chaos they've unleashed." Sophia's voice cut through the din, amplified by the advanced alien technology. "What you're seeing is the result of fear and isolation. We're offering a chance for cooperation, for mutual growth and understanding. Zyxara, standing beside Sophia, added its voice to the debate. I've seen the humans at their best and their worst. Their potential for creation is as great as their capacity for destruction. Rejecting them will only lead to more conflict. As the arguments raged, reports of Liam and Ava's battle filtered in. The sheer scale of power being displayed sent shockwaves of fear through the assembly. Back on Earth, the fight had reached a fever pitch. Ava, driven by rage and an insatiable hunger for power, was pushing herself beyond all limits. She tore open rifts in reality, summoning energy from other dimensions. "Can't you see, Liam?" she screamed, her voice distorting. "This is what we were meant for. We can reshape everything." But Liam stood firm. With each passing moment, his connection to the Berserker's heart deepened. He began to see patterns in the chaos, the underlying structure of the universe itself. "No, Ava," he said, his voice calm but resonating with power. "We were meant to understand, to grow, not to dominate." With a surge of insight, Liam realized what he had to do. Instead of fighting against Ava's distortions, he began to work with them, guiding the energy she unleashed into more stable configurations. The battle shifted from destruction to a strange, cosmic dance. Ava's wild power met Liam's structured control, creating breathtaking displays of energy that rippled across the planet and beyond. In the Federation chamber, the displays of power from Earth caused a hush to fall over the assembly. Sophia seized the moment. "This is the choice before us," she declared. "Continue down the path of fear and conflict, or embrace a future where we work together to understand the true nature of our universe." She gestured to the holographic displays showing Liam's efforts to contain and redirect Ava's chaos. "Even now, in the midst of battle, we strive for balance and understanding. Imagine what we could achieve together in peace." Her words struck a chord. Slowly, the tide of opinion began to shift. Even some of the hardliners saw the potential in aligning with humanity rather than opposing them. As the Federation debated, the battle on Earth reached its climax. Ava, pushed beyond her limits, began to lose control. The power she had unleashed threatened to tear her apart. Liam, seeing her distress, made a decision that would change everything. Instead of pressing his advantage, he reached out to her, both physically and with his berserker abilities. "Ava, stop," he called out. "Let me help you." For a moment, the rage in Ava's eyes flickered. She hesitated, her power wavering. In that instant, Liam connected with her through the berserker's heart, sharing his understanding of the cosmic balance. The effect was immediate and profound. The chaotic energies surrounding Ava began to stabilize. Tears streamed down her face as the full weight of what she had done hit her. I'm sorry," she whispered, her voice breaking. "I didn't understand." As Liam helped Ava regain control, the ripples of their conflict turned collaboration spread across the galaxy. In the Federation chamber, the displays showed the resolution of the Earth battle, a powerful testament to humanity's potential for growth and reconciliation. The elder alien who had been moderating the debate stepped forward. "We have witnessed both the threat and the promise of humanity today," it intoned. "The path forward will not be easy, but I believe it is clear. We must embrace our new allies, guiding them as they explore their newfound powers." As cheers and expressions of support filled the chamber, Sophia felt a wave of relief wash over her. The immediate crisis had been averted, but she knew this was just the beginning. Humanity's journey to find its place among the stars would be long and challenging, filled with wonders and dangers beyond imagination. But for now, as the first official agreements between Earth and the Galactic Federation were drawn up, there was hope. A new chapter in cosmic history was beginning, with humanity poised to play a pivotal role in shaping the future of the universe. The dust had barely settled on Earth when the real work began. The tentative peace established between humanity and the Galactic Federation brought with it a host of new challenges and responsibilities. Liam and Sophia found themselves at the center of this new cosmic diplomacy, tasked with guiding humanity's integration into a much larger and more complex universe. The terms of the peace agreement were strict, reflecting the lingering fears many alien races harbored about humanity's berserker nature. Earth was granted provisional membership in the Galactic Federation, but with significant restrictions. All interstellar travel must be monitored and approved by the Federation Council, intoned Zyxara, now serving as a liaison between Earth and the alien races. Any unauthorized use of berserker abilities beyond Earth's solar system will be considered an act of aggression. Sophia nodded grimly, understanding the necessity of these measures even as she chafed at the limitations. And what about our role in galactic affairs? Will we have a voice in the Council? A limited one, for now, Zyxara chittered. You'll be granted observer status, with the potential for full membership to be reviewed in one galactic standard cycle. As Sophia worked to navigate the intricacies of interstellar politics, Liam faced challenges of a different nature back on Earth. The aftermath of Ava's rampage had left deep scars, both physical and psychological. Many humans, newly awakened to their berserker heritage, struggled to control their abilities and integrate them into daily life. Liam established a network of training centers around the globe, working tirelessly to teach control and responsibility. Our powers are a gift, he often said to his students, but they come with a great burden. We must learn to use them not for personal gain, but for the betterment of all. But not everyone was receptive to this message. Pockets of resistance formed, comprised of humans who resented the restrictions placed upon them by the galactic community. They saw the peace agreement as a form of subjugation, a denial of humanity's true potential. One such group, calling themselves the Unbound, launched a series of attacks on alien diplomatic outposts on Earth. Led by a charismatic former soldier named Alexander Dmitry Volkov, they advocated for human supremacy and expansion. We should be conquering the stars, not bowing to alien bureaucrats. Volkov's impassioned speeches spread like wildfire through underground networks. Liam and Sophia found themselves fighting a war on two fronts, trying to prove humanity's worth to a skeptical galactic community, while also preventing their own people from sabotaging the fragile peace. The situation came to a head when a delegation of alien scientists arrived on Earth to study the Berserker's heart. The artifact, still bonded to Liam, was of great interest to the galactic community. Some saw it as a key to understanding the nature of reality itself, while others feared it as a potential superweapon. As the delegation prepared to examine the artifact, the Unbound struck. In a daring raid led by Volkov himself, they attempted to steal the Berserker's heart. Liam, alerted by his connection to the artifact, raced to intercept them. The battle that ensued was a testament to how far humanity had come in mastering their abilities. Liam fought with precision and control, neutralizing the Unbound forces without causing collateral damage. In the end, it was Sophia who turned the tide. Using her diplomatic skills, she managed to talk Volkov down, appealing to his sense of duty and the greater good for humanity. "This isn't the way to prove our worth," she argued passionately. "We gain nothing by confirming their worst fears about us. True strength lies in cooperation, in being part of something greater than ourselves." Her words, combined with a display of responsible power use by Liam, had a profound effect. Volkov, seeing the error of his ways, surrendered peacefully. The incident, while tense, actually served to improve humanity's standing in the galactic community. The alien delegation witnessed firsthand both the potential threat and the remarkable restraint humans were capable of. In the aftermath, restrictions on Earth were cautiously loosened. Humanity was granted a more active role in galactic affairs, with Sophia appointed as Earth's first full ambassador to the Federation Council. Liam, for his part, continued his work on Earth, helping to guide the development of human berserker abilities. The Berserker's heart, under the joint study of human and alien scientists, began to reveal secrets about the nature of cosmic energy and the structure of reality itself. As the first year of peace drew to a close, both Liam and Sophia knew that the journey was far from over. Challenges remained, both from lingering human dissent and alien factions still wary of Earth's potential. The balance between exploring their newfound powers and maintaining responsible control would be an ongoing struggle. But there was also hope. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, filled with wonders and possibilities beyond imagination. The awakening that had begun with an alien invasion had led them to the threshold of a new cosmic age. As Liam looked up at the stars, now filled with the promise of new worlds and civilizations to explore, he felt a sense of both excitement and responsibility. The future of humanity among the stars was unwritten, and it would be up to them to prove that their awakening was truly a force for good in the vast tapestry of the cosmos. 5 years after the tumultuous events that thrust humanity onto the galactic stage, Earth had transformed into a bustling nexus of interstellar cooperation. The skyline of major cities now featured a blend of human architecture and alien designs, a visual testament to the ongoing cultural exchange. Liam, his connection to the Berserker's heart now a finely tuned instrument, stood atop the newly constructed Cosmic Concordance Tower in New York. Below him, humans and various alien species mingled in the streets, working together on projects that pushed the boundaries of science and technology. Sophia materialized beside him, having just returned from a Federation Council meeting via advanced teleportation technology. "It's really happening," she said, a mix of excitement and apprehension in her voice. "We've got the green light for the Proxima Centauri colony." Liam nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. Earth's first off-world colony. It's a big step. The Proxima Centauri project was more than just a colony. It was a symbol of humanity's growth and the galaxy's trust in their ability to expand responsibly. The mission would involve not just humans, but representatives from various alien races, all working together to establish a new outpost of galactic civilization. As they descended the tower to attend the mission briefing, neither Liam nor Sophia could shake the feeling that something was amiss. Over the past few months, there had been a series of subtle but troubling incidents, unexplained equipment malfunctions, data breaches, and rumors of dissent among both human and alien populations. The briefing room was a microcosm of the new galactic order. Humans sat alongside Zyxara's species and a dozen other alien races, all focused on the holographic display of the Proxima Centauri system. As Sophia began her presentation on the diplomatic implications of the mission, Liam's enhanced senses, honed by years of training with the Berserker's heart, picked up on something odd. There was a tension in the room, an undercurrent of anxiety that seemed out of place for such a momentous occasion. His suspicions were confirmed when Ethan, now head of Earth's cybersecurity division, burst into the room. "We've got a problem," he announced, his face grim. "I've uncovered evidence of a coordinated effort to sabotage the colony mission." The room erupted into chaos as Ethan laid out the details. A shadowy organization, comprised of both humans and aliens, had been working behind the scenes to undermine the peace. Their ultimate goal appeared to be reigniting the conflict between Earth and the Galactic Federation. "But why?" asked Zyxara, its mandibles clicking in agitation. What could they possibly gain from renewed hostilities? Sophia's mind raced, connecting the dots. "Power," she said quietly. "In times of peace, those who profited from war lose their influence. They want to return to a state of conflict where they can manipulate events from the shadows." Liam closed his eyes, reaching out with his berserker senses. He could feel the threads of this conspiracy stretching across the galaxy, a web of deceit and manipulation. "This goes deeper than we thought," he said, opening his eyes. "There are factions within the Federation itself involved in this." The revelation sent shockwaves through the assembly. The trust they had worked so hard to build over the past 5 years suddenly felt fragile. "What do we do?" asked one of the alien representatives, fear evident in their multifaceted eyes. "If we cancel the colony mission, we play right into their hands. But if we proceed, we risk walking into a trap." Liam and Sophia exchanged a look, years of partnership allowing them to communicate volumes in a single glance. They knew what had to be done. "We proceed with the mission," Sophia declared, her voice firm. "But we do so with our eyes open. This colony will not just be a new outpost of civilization, it will be our staging ground to root out this conspiracy. Liam nodded in agreement. We'll need to assemble a team we can trust implicitly. Humans and aliens working together, just as we've done these past 5 years. We'll use the colony as cover for our true mission. As the room buzzed with renewed purpose, Liam and Sophia began to outline their plan. They would use their respective abilities, Liam's berserker powers and Sophia's diplomatic skills, to unravel this threat from within. The stakes were higher than ever. This shadowy organization threatened not just Earth, but the stability of the entire galaxy. The peace they had fought so hard to achieve hung in the balance. As the meeting adjourned and preparations for the colony mission kicked into high gear, Liam and Sophia found a quiet moment alone. "You know, this mission could change everything," Sophia said, her voice low. "If we fail, it could mean war on a scale we've never seen before." Liam took her hand, feeling the pulse of the berserker's heart synchronize with their shared resolve. "Then we don't fail," he said simply. "Whatever comes, we face it together, humans and aliens, united against those who would tear us apart." As they looked out over the bustling city, now a symbol of interstellar cooperation, both knew that the greatest challenge of their awakening was yet to come. The Proxima Centauri mission would be more than just humanity's first step into the cosmos, it would be a battle for the soul of the galaxy itself. The launch of the Proxima Centauri colony mission was a spectacle that united the galaxy in awe. As the massive colony ship, christened New Horizon, departed Earth's orbit, billions of beings across countless worlds watched with bated breath. Liam and Sophia stood on the bridge, their expressions a mixture of determination and concern, fully aware of the challenges that lay ahead. The first signs of trouble appeared mere days into the journey. Minor system malfunctions cascaded into more serious issues. Life support fluctuations, navigation errors, and inexplicable power drains kept the crew on constant alert. "This is no coincidence," Sophia muttered, poring over the latest incident reports. "The saboteurs are more deeply embedded than we thought." Liam nodded grimly, his connection to the berserker's heart allowing him to sense the undercurrents of fear and suspicion spreading through the ship. "We need to flush them out before we reach Proxima Centauri. If these accidents continue planetside, we'll lose the entire colony." They began a careful investigation, using their unique abilities to probe beyond the surface. Sophia's diplomatic skills and keen insight allowed her to navigate the complex web of relationships among the diverse crew, identifying potential collaborators and uncovering hidden alliances. Liam, meanwhile, used his enhanced berserker senses to detect anomalies that others might miss. He could feel the subtle distortions in reality that accompanied the use of advanced alien technologies, allowing him to trace the saboteurs' actions. Their breakthrough came when Liam detected a faint energy signature emanating from the cargo hold. "It's similar to the berserker's heart," he explained to Sophia as they made their way through the ship's labyrinthine corridors. "But older, wilder somehow." What they found in the hold left them stunned. Hidden among the colony's supplies was an artifact of clearly alien origin, pulsing with an energy that resonated with Liam's own powers. "This wasn't on the manifest," Sophia said, her mind racing. "Someone smuggled it aboard, but why?" Before Liam could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. The New Horizon shuddered violently, knocked off course by what appeared to be a massive energy surge. "It's the artifact," Liam shouted over the din. "It's activating." As they rushed to contain the situation, the true nature of the conspiracy began to unfold. The saboteurs, a mix of humans and aliens, converged on the cargo hold, their eyes fixed on the pulsing artifact. A fierce battle ensued, with Liam and Sophia using their finely honed abilities to protect both the crew and the mysterious relic. Liam manipulated time and space, creating barriers to deflect energy weapons and slowing down their attackers. Sophia used her powers to enhance the ship's structural integrity, preventing a catastrophic breach. In the midst of the chaos, the leader of the saboteurs, a human woman with cybernetic enhancements, addressed them. "You don't understand what's at stake," she snarled. This artifact is the key to unlocking the full potential of Berserker abilities. With it, we could reshape the galaxy. Sophia, ever the diplomat, tried to reason with her. At what cost? You're risking countless lives, the peace we've worked so hard to build. But the woman was beyond reason. As she lunged for the artifact, Liam made a split-second decision. He reached out with his powers, not to fight, but to connect. Through the Berserker's heart, he touched the ancient relic's energy. The resulting surge of power was unlike anything he had ever experienced. Visions flooded his mind, the origin of the Berserkers, the true nature of their abilities, and the devastating potential they held. "Sophia," he gasped, his voice strained, "this artifact, it's not just a weapon. It's a key to understanding our entire species. If it falls into the wrong hands..." Understanding dawned in Sophia's eyes. This wasn't just about sabotaging the colony mission. The artifact represented a shift in the balance of power that could plunge the galaxy back into chaos. With a renewed sense of purpose, they fought back against the saboteurs. Liam used his newfound insight to neutralize the artifact's wild energy, while Sophia coordinated with the loyal crew members to secure the ship. As the last of the conspirators were subdued, Liam and Sophia stood before the now dormant artifact, the weight of their discovery heavy on their shoulders. "We can't let the Federation know about this," Sophia said quietly. "Not yet. The temptation to use it as a weapon would be too great." Liam nodded in agreement. "We need to understand it first. This could be the key to unlocking the full potential of humanity's awakening, but it needs to be approached with wisdom and restraint." As the New Horizon resumed its course to Proxima Centauri, Liam and Sophia knew that their mission had become far more complex than establishing a simple colony. They were now custodians of a power that could shape the destiny of not just humanity, but the entire galaxy. The true nature of the Berserkers, and humanity's role in the cosmic order, was still shrouded in mystery. But as they gazed out at the star-studded void, both Liam and Sophia felt a sense of hope. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, guided by the wisdom they had gained and the bonds they had forged across the stars. The New Horizon shuddered as it entered Proxima Centauri's atmosphere, the strain of the recent battle evident in its labored descent. Liam and Sophia stood vigilant in the cargo hold, the newly discovered artifact secured in a containment field of Liam's creation. As they prepared for landing, alarms blared throughout the ship. "Multiple unauthorized shuttles approaching," the AI announced, its synthetic voice tinged with urgency. Sophia's eyes narrowed as she studied the tactical display. "They must have had a backup plan. We need to move the artifact now." No sooner had the words left her mouth than the ship rocked violently, struck by weapons fire from the approaching vessels. The cargo bay doors buckled under the assault, and through the widening gap, Liam and Sophia saw their adversaries for the first time. Leading the charge was General Marcus Graves, a decorated human officer who had disappeared months ago, presumed dead in a terraforming accident. Beside him floated Dr. Zolnaga, an alien scientist whose radical theories on berserker potential had seen him exiled from the galactic scientific community. "Hand over the artifact," Graves demanded, his voice amplified by his combat suit. "You have no idea of its true potential." Liam stepped forward, the berserker's heart pulsing in sync with his heightened emotions. "Neither do you, General. This power isn't meant to be wielded as a weapon." Dr. Zolnaga's multifaceted eyes gleamed with fanatical intensity. "You're wrong, human. With this artifact, we can unlock the full potential of berserker abilities. We can reshape reality itself." As the rogue forces poured into the cargo hold, Liam and Sophia found themselves surrounded. But rather than fear, they felt a strange calm descend upon them. In that moment of crisis, something clicked into place. Liam reached out with his mind, not just to the berserker's heart, but to the newly discovered artifact as well. The two relics resonated, creating a harmonic frequency that seemed to vibrate through the very fabric of space-time. Sophia, connected to Liam through years of partnership and shared experiences, felt the power flow through her as well. Together, they tapped into abilities far beyond anything they had previously imagined. The battle that ensued was unlike anything the galaxy had ever witnessed. Liam manipulated gravity and time, creating localized fields where their attackers moved in slow motion, while he and Sophia operated at hyperspeed. Sophia's diplomatic insights transformed into a form of psychic combat, allowing her to predict and counter their enemies' moves before they even made them. General Graves, his combat suit enhancing his own latent berserker abilities, charged at Liam with devastating force. But Liam, now operating on a level that transcended physical reality, simply phased through the attack, leaving Graves to crash into the bulkhead behind him. Dr. Zolnaga, for his part, unleashed a barrage of energy weapons reverse-engineered from ancient berserker technology. Sophia, her mind now attuned to the underlying patterns of reality, deftly redirected each blast, using the energy to power a containment field around their attackers. As the battle raged, Liam and Sophia found themselves not just fighting against their enemies, but struggling to contain the vast powers they had unlocked. The very fabric of reality around the ship began to warp and twist, responding to the immense energies being channeled. "Liam," Sophia called out, her voice strained as she held back a tide of distorted space-time. "We can't keep this up. The power. It's too much." Liam nodded, understanding the danger. If they continued to channel this level of energy, they risked tearing a hole in the universe itself. With a supreme effort of will, he reached out to General Graves and Dr. Zolnaga, not to attack, but to connect. Through the combined power of the Berserker's heart and the ancient artifact, Liam shared a vision with their adversaries. He showed them the true nature of Berserker abilities, not as weapons of destruction, but as tools for understanding and shaping the cosmos. He revealed the potential for growth, exploration, and harmony that lay down this path, contrasting it with the devastation that would result from their current course. The effect was immediate and profound. General Graves stumbled back, his combat suit powering down as the fight left him. Dr. Zolnaga's eyes widened in a mixture of awe and comprehension, his weapons clattering to the floor. As the fighting ceased, Liam and Sophia gradually reigned in their newfound powers, allowing reality to stabilize around them. The New Horizon, battered but intact, settled onto the surface of humanity's first extrasolar colony world. In the aftermath of the battle, as the stunned colonists emerged to survey their new home, Liam and Sophia stood at the threshold of a new era. The artifact, now dormant but humming with potential, represented both immense opportunity and great responsibility. "What do we do now?" Sophia asked, her voice quiet as she gazed out at the alien landscape before them. Liam took her hand, feeling the resonance between the Berserker's heart and the ancient artifact. "We learn," he said simply. "We grow, and we make sure that this power is used to unite, not divide." As the twin suns of Proxima Centauri set on the horizon, casting the colony in an ethereal glow, both Liam and Sophia knew that their journey was far from over. The true awakening of humanity's potential had only just begun, and with it, a new chapter in the history of the galaxy was about to unfold. The twin suns of Proxima Centauri cast long shadows across the fledgling colony as Liam and Sophia stood before the artifact, its pulsing energy a constant reminder of the power and responsibility they now held. The aftermath of the battle had left the colonists shaken, but determined, their resolve to build a new home stronger than ever. "We can't keep this a secret forever," Sophia said, her voice low as she gestured to the artifact. "Its very existence changes everything we thought we knew about Berserker abilities." Liam nodded, feeling the resonance between the Berserker's heart and the ancient relic. "But in the wrong hands, it could tear the galaxy apart. We need time to understand it, to learn how to use its power responsibly." Their debate was interrupted by an urgent communication from Earth. Ethan's holographic form materialized before them, his expression grave. "We've got a situation," he said without preamble. "A new faction of extremist aliens has emerged, calling themselves the Cosmic Purists. They're gaining support to reinstate the quarantine on humanity." Sophia's eyes widened in alarm. "On what grounds? We've adhered to every condition of the peace agreement. Ethan's image flickered as he transmitted data files. They're claiming that humanity's berserker potential is too great a risk to the galactic community. There are rumors circulating about the artifact you've discovered. Somehow, word has gotten out. Liam and Sophia exchanged worried glances. The leak could only have come from someone within their inner circle or the defeated conspirators. How bad is it? Liam asked, already formulating potential strategies. Ethan's expression darkened further. Bad. They're rallying support from conservative factions within the Galactic Federation. If they succeed, Earth could be cut off from interstellar travel and commerce. The colony would be abandoned, left to fend for itself. The gravity of the situation settled over them like a heavy shroud. Everything they had worked for over the past 5 years, the trust they had built, the alliances they had forged was in jeopardy. We need to act fast, Sophia said, her diplomatic mind already racing through scenarios. If we go public with the artifact now, on our terms, we might be able to control the narrative. Liam shook his head, unconvinced. That could backfire. If we reveal its full potential, it might only confirm their worst fears about us. As they debated their options, the artifact pulsed with increasing intensity, as if responding to their heightened emotions. Suddenly, both Liam and Sophia were struck with a simultaneous realization, a plan so audacious it just might work. What if, Liam began slowly, we don't just tell them about the artifact? We show them. Sophia caught on immediately. A demonstration, not of its power as a weapon, but as a tool for understanding and cooperation. Their plan took shape rapidly. They would invite representatives from every major galactic civilization, including the cosmic purists, to the colony. There, they would use the combined power of the Berserker's heart and the artifact to create a shared psychic experience, a vision of the true potential of Berserker abilities when used for exploration, healing, and cosmic harmony. It was a risky move. If anything went wrong, it could confirm the worst fears of those who sought to isolate humanity. But if it succeeded, it could usher in a new era of interstellar cooperation and understanding. As they prepared for the upcoming demonstration, Liam and Sophia worked tirelessly to master the artifact's capabilities. They discovered that when used in conjunction with the Berserker's heart, it allowed for unprecedented control over the fundamental forces of the universe. The day of the demonstration arrived all too quickly. As ships from across the galaxy descended upon the colony, Liam and Sophia stood ready, the weight of humanity's future resting squarely on their shoulders. "Are you ready for this?" Sophia asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Liam took her hand, feeling the energy of both artifacts coursing through them. "As ready as we'll ever be. Whatever happens, we face it together." As the assembled dignitaries gathered in the colony's central plaza, a hush fell over the crowd. Liam and Sophia stepped forward, the artifacts glowing with barely contained power. "Esteemed representatives of the galaxy," Sophia began, her voice carrying across the assembly. "We stand at a crossroads. The power we wield can be seen as a threat or as an opportunity. Today, we invite you to experience it as we do not as a weapon, but as a gateway to understanding." With that, Liam activated both artifacts. A wave of energy washed over the gathering, and for a brief moment, every being present, human and alien alike, was connected in a shared consciousness. They saw visions of Berserker abilities healing wounded planets, facilitating communication across vast distances, and unlocking the deepest mysteries of the cosmos. As the vision faded, the plaza erupted in a cacophony of voices. Some were awed, others frightened, but all had been profoundly affected by the experience. In that moment, Liam and Sophia knew that the future of human-alien relations hung in the balance. The demonstration had opened eyes and minds, but would it be enough to overcome centuries of fear and mistrust? As the debate began in earnest, they steeled themselves for the challenges ahead, ready to fight for humanity's place among the stars. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with tension as representatives from countless worlds gathered to decide the fate of humanity. Liam and Sophia stood at the center, the weight of their species' future heavy on their shoulders. "Esteemed members of the Council," Sophia began, her voice steady and clear, "we stand before you not as a threat, but as partners in the grand tapestry of galactic civilization." Liam stepped forward, the berserker's heart pulsing gently beneath his chest. "Our abilities, once feared, have become tools for progress and understanding. The Proxima Centauri colony stands as testament to what we can achieve when we work together." Holographic displays flickered to life, showing the thriving colony world. Humans and aliens worked side by side, using carefully controlled berserker abilities to terraform hostile environments and unlock scientific mysteries. The council members murmured among themselves, some nodding in approval, others still skeptical. The leader of the cosmic purists, a towering insectoid being named Vexter, rose to speak. "Pretty words and carefully curated images mean nothing," Vexter chittered. "The potential for destruction remains. Humanity must be contained for the safety of all." As the debate intensified, Zyxara, now Earth's official ambassador, provided a counterpoint. "I have lived among humans for years. Their capacity for growth and adaptation is unparalleled. To quarantine them would be to deprive our galaxy of a valuable ally." The council chamber erupted into heated arguments. Just as it seemed a consensus might be forming in humanity's favor, alarms blared throughout the station. The chamber's protective shields flickered and failed. Suddenly, the air was filled with the sound of teleportation beams. Dozens of heavily armed extremists materialized, their weapons trained on the council members. Vexter's mandibles clicked in triumph. "The time for talk is over," the purist leader declared. "We will protect the galaxy from the human threat, by force if necessary." Chaos erupted as council members scrambled for cover, but Liam and Sophia were already in motion. Years of training and their deep connection to their berserker abilities allowed them to react with superhuman speed. Liam created a temporal bubble, slowing down time for the attackers while allowing the council members to escape. Sophia used her powers to erect energy barriers, shielding the most vulnerable delegates. "This is exactly why humans can't be trusted," Vexter screeched, firing a barrage of energy bolts at Liam. But something unexpected happened. As the attack approached, several alien council members stepped forward, using their own unique abilities to deflect the assault. A Zarlian empath projected a wave of calming energy, causing several extremists to lower their weapons in confusion. An Azurian crystal being refracted the energy bolts harmlessly into the ceiling. "No," the Azurian elder's voice rang out. "This is why we must stand together. Human or alien, we are stronger united against those who would use fear to divide us." The tide of battle quickly turned. Humans and their alien allies fought side by side, their diverse abilities complementing each other in ways the extremists couldn't have anticipated. Liam and Sophia moved through the chaos like a well-oiled machine, their berserker powers not destroying, but disarming and subduing. As the last of the extremists were neutralized, Vexter found himself cornered. "You've doomed us all," he hissed. Sophia approached him, her expression one of compassion rather than anger. "No, we've opened the door to a new future, one where we learn from each other, grow together." Liam joined her, addressing the shaken but resolute council. "What you've seen today is the true potential of humanity, not as conquerors or destroyers, but as protectors and peacekeepers. Our abilities, when combined with the unique strengths of other species, can help us face any challenge the universe throws our way." The council chamber, still bearing the scars of battle, fell silent as the implications sank in. Finally, the High Counselor, a being of pure energy, spoke. "Today, we have witnessed both the greatest fear and the greatest hope for our galaxy's future. Humanity has proven itself not just through words, but through actions. The proposal for re-quarantine is hereby rejected." A cheer went up from the gathered delegates. As the formal declaration of humanity's continued freedom and deeper integration into galactic affairs was made, Liam and Sophia shared a moment of quiet triumph. "We did it," Sophia breathed, the tension of the past few hours finally releasing. Liam nodded, his eyes on the diverse crowd of humans and aliens celebrating together. This is just the beginning. We've earned our place here, but now we have to live up to the trust they've placed in us. As the council session adjourned and plans for increased cooperation were drawn up, both Liam and Sophia knew that challenges still lay ahead. But they had proven that humanity's unique nature was an asset to be valued, not a threat to be feared. The path forward would not be easy, but with their allies by their side and their berserker abilities as a force for good, they were ready to face whatever the vast expanse of the cosmos had in store. The age of isolation was over. Humanity's true journey among the stars had finally begun.